Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
73 overcast skies at 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A flood watch is in effect today from 11 a.m. through 11 p.m. The National Weather Service says slow-moving thunderstorms may produce heavy rain, which could result in flash flooding on saturated ground. And after some areas saw record rainfall Sunday, a flood watch will be in effect later today, as we mentioned, with more heavy rain in the forecast. News Radio KDKA's David Bolorado has more.
Chris Leonardi of the National Weather Service says some areas north of the city saw up to 2.5 inches of rain and even more further to the north.
The really heaviest rain was up to North Butler, Armstrong, Indiana counties. We got some isolated totals, probably over 3 inches, especially as you get towards the northern parts of Armstrong and Clarion.
On the Big K Morning Show, he said if there's a silver lining, the rain did mean an end to last week's excessive heat, with no 90-degree highs expected anytime soon. David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
Well, a large sinkhole is the reason Cumberland Road was closed last night in McCandless near UPMC Passavant, and Cumberland remains closed this morning at Babcock Boulevard in front of the hospital. Barricades have been erected there while repairs are underway. Pittsburgh Regional Transit says Red Line T service has been suspended between Dormont Junction and the Potomac Station while crews are working on 2 rail crossings. Shuttle buses will get riders around the Red Line closure, which is expected to reopen by Sunday. And there's been an arrest following last night's SWAT standoff in North Braddock. Allegheny County Police responding to a domestic incident in the 1400 block of Brinton Avenue found an unconscious woman and a man with injuries. Investigators say they were assaulted. The suspect, 25-year-old Corey Conley, eventually came outside and he was arrested, now facing multiple charges including assault of an officer, and terroristic threats. Russia has launched a massive missile and drone attack on Ukraine, killing at least 18 people, 12 of them in Kyiv. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to address the attack at a NATO summit this week in Turkey. He's going to call for more Patriot interceptor missiles after all of the 29 Russian ballistic missiles that were fired hit their targets. At this hour on Wall Street, the Dow is down 147 points. The S&P is now up 33. The NASDAQ up 249. KDKA Sports. FIFA's decision to clear Team USA's top scorer, Valérien Balogun, is drawing criticism from opponents competing for the World Cup. Balogun, who was given a 1-game suspension, will now play tonight against Belgium. Norway's head coach reacted to that decision.
It's a bad decision. Not good for the sport.
The suspension was reportedly lifted following a conversation between FIFA's leader and President Donald Trump. But Belgium has reportedly now been granted the right to appeal the decision. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. For your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. 73, mostly cloudy skies in Pittsburgh now. AAA traffic in the AccuWeather forecast next.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum recognizes Pennsylvania's combat veterans who have received medals for gallantry. With this Hall of Valor moment, here's the Education Director of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum, Tim Neff.
Second Lieutenant George Raymer of Myersdale received the Medal of Honor in Korea on September 12, 1951. Raymer was ordered to seize hostile positions atop a hill defended by well-entrenched enemy forces. He fearlessly led his men up the slopes, and although he was wounded during the ascent, he personally annihilated one enemy bunker with grenade and carbine fire and captured the objective. Unable to hold a position against an overwhelming hostile counterattack, he ordered his group to withdraw and single-handedly fought the enemy to provide cover for his men. Severely wounded a second time, he refused aid and ordered his men to seek shelter. Raymer courageously manned his post until hostile troops overran his position, and he fell mortally wounded.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum reflects the valor and heroism that shaped this great country. Consider a tax-deductible donation. Visit soldiersandsailorshall.org for more information.
The amount of compensation received from a lung cancer or mesothelioma lawsuit varies. But at Pittsburgh-based Goldberg, Persky & White, the goal is simple. Maximize your recovery and ensure you receive the full compensation you deserve. Asbestos manufacturers spent decades concealing the dangers of asbestos exposure, and today, many suffering from lung cancer or mesothelioma are fighting back. You are not alone in this fight. Call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX to learn more.
Well, the
Marty, dispatch for Chrome Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser Murphy and Ellen. What's up?
Hey, Marty, what's up is we're looking out with the PennDOT cameras over a couple of area roads, and things are moving pretty nicely with one exception. It's the outbound lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge. Traffic's moving, but really creeping along, so you're finding sluggish traffic as you merge coming from the Parkway East 376 on the city side of things and coming over from the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge there. So we'll keep an eye on that, but the Parkway West on the inbound ride, just minor slowdowns approaching the Fort Pitt tunnels. Same story over on the Parkway East approaching the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. Now, we have an accident in Wilkinsburg on Biddle Avenue near South Braddock Avenue and Flotilla Way. That's in the final stages of clearing. And in Jefferson Hills, police are reporting Gill Hall Road has been closed between Beams Run and the south end of Woodwind due to a downed utility pole and wires. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Variable clouds and humid this afternoon. We'll have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm into the evening that can bring flash flooding and damaging winds. High 83. Clouds break for tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zier, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Last couple days, a massive teen takeover. About 3,000 teenagers. Raleigh, North Carolina, Pensacola, Florida. Massive gathering of teens. St. Louis, large weekend gathering at a park. Had arrested more than a dozen. Greenville, North Carolina, imposed curfews. Wow. Laurel, Maryland, strict summer curfews. It's insane. Massive teen takeover in an extremely wealthy area in California. And in Pittsburgh, East Liberty, where teens decided to take on the cops, shooting fireworks at cops and throwing rocks at them. It's this phenomenon. It's a virus. And American law enforcement is trying to wrap its arms around this phenomenon that is actually disgusting and despicable and dangerous as hell, with no end in sight. Chief Jason Lando working his ass off, quite frankly, on these takeovers that have also appeared, obviously, in Pittsburgh. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, Marty. How you doing this morning?
Hey, Chief, you've seen it all twice, I'd like to say. This phenomenon, something new to you, though, sir, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, I meet and discuss regularly with chiefs across the country, and every city, major and not so major cities, are dealing with this. You know, we're trying to get a grip on this. I think one of the things that we all share, all the chiefs talking, is that this cannot just be a law enforcement problem. Our officers are out there, you know, running their butts off every day and every night, trying to address these issues, but we got to look at it from a broader perspective. We got to find things for these kids to do that are positive. We have to hold these kids accountable in the court system when they break the law. It just can't be the officers out there chasing these kids around all the time. And like you said in your introduction, this is a national issue.
Well, I spent a lot of time in L.A. and a lot of time in Manhattan Beach. And quite frankly, some of the wealthiest people on earth with $20 million homes. And you see horses going down the beach and teens have taken over the beach. It's kind of bizarre Chief, and it's kind of happened all at once, as if they were communicating this. But what happens is, sir, social media spreads this, and everybody decides this is what they're going to do. And what's really tough, sir, very little consequences. You cannot arrest your way out of this because these kids end up with mommy and daddy within an hour or two, do they not, sir?
Yeah, there are several times where our officers will arrest teenagers for something, serious. We're not talking about, stealing a pack of gum from a convenience store. We're talking about, carrying a gun, committing a robbery, and and we're told sometimes, depending on the situation, that to do the paperwork process, fingerprint, and then take the youth home and turn them back over to their parents. And that's troubling.
Well, Chief, you can't arrest 200 people. I mean, you just can't. They're less than 20 minutes in Schumann. I mean, there's really no way you can just. I love these rednecks. Arrest them all. Okay. Then what, sir? I mean, really, it's a massive then what, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, and we have officers that are specially trained in like large scale incidents like this, and I got to give one in particular. I arrived on scene in East Liberty the other night, and Officer Craig Claflin, who probably doesn't want any kudos or shout outs, but I arrived on scene and he was organizing officers into groups and handing out protective shields and getting them ready to go. So very nicely done on that. But yeah, I mean, we have officers that are specially trained in this. And you're right. The one thing is we can't arrest 300 or 400 or 500 people, but typically what we do is we go after the aggressors. So the ones in every crowd, there are typically ones that are they're the ones trying to stir the pot and get everyone riled up, and people follow those individuals. And so when we are able to go after the aggressors and remove them from the crowd, typically you see that crowd kind of chill out and they just sort of dissipate. So that's that's what we go for.
Hey, Chief, it's fascinating to me because I've been a cop reporter as long as I've known you. I mean, you think about what happens now. Like more than 20 of them rush the Lululemon store. 25 of them fighting in Market Square. A big group took over a 7-Eleven downtown. It's this bizarre, we're going to commit a crime with no repercussions. Have you seen anything like this, sir, in your career? Because I haven't.
We had a conversation last week, and I said about 6 years ago when I saw people marching down a highway, shutting down a highway, not just in Pittsburgh, but all over the country, shutting down a highway saying, defund the police. I said, this is the craziest thing I've seen in my career. And now that doesn't even seem, that doesn't really hold a candle to what we're seeing now. It's very unfortunate. I think I have a little brother through big brothers, big sisters, and he just graduated from high school, and I called him up and I said, hey, Jay, what's going on with this? And he's like, yeah, I know a lot of these kids. And I said, well, why are they doing this? I said, he goes, he said they do it because they want attention, and it's all about social media, and they want likes, and they want followers on social media. And then what's more troubling, Marty, when I said to my little brother, I said, well, why don't they do something positive on social media? Like instead of this, if they want likes and followers, why don't they do something positive? And he goes, everyone knows that social media loves violence.
They don't light yourself on fire, sir. I mean, they do.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's very unfortunate, but I can tell you, it is something that we are keenly aware of. It is something our officers are, they're responding to. We are constantly adjusting how we respond. We're adjusting on the fly. Look at downtown. Those officers downtown deal with this every day. They know all of these kids. Every day. And so, what we need is we need the community's help. We need our community partners to help us out, because this is a team effort to get this under control. And so it goes from families to schools to social service providers to the courts. We all have to work together on this, or else it's just going to be the cops chasing these kids around all day.
Man, and they're laughing about it. And you know what? Fortunately, sir, there hasn't been some violent ending to some of this, but it could get there, and then it could really hit the fan. Sir, has there been any discussion with the feds to try and get maybe the feds and a task force, what they did with the Jamaican gangs, as you know, back in the 80s? Anything like that come to fruition, sir?
I don't want to speak for the feds, but I can tell you that generally the FBI and the ATF and they don't deal with juveniles. They're mostly focused on adult offenders. So,
yeah. Well, they might want to soon, sir, because juveniles become adults, and then it gets real nasty. I mean, it's amazing how you pivot, how they handled this Saturday night, how they handle these takeovers with very little violence and very few serious injuries, but I'm concerned about the future, sir. If we can ever help, Chief Lando, you're the best. Appreciate you, old man.
Hey, can I give one shout out?
Please do, man. Please.
All right. So I know we're talking about East Liberty. I know we were talking about what happened over at the park in East Liberty, but downtown, I was gone for the past 5 years. This is my first 4th of July since I've been back, and I talked to the commander and the supervisors, and afterwards in an after action, and I said, what were your thoughts about downtown tonight? And they said this is the best 4th of July we've had in the past 4 or 5 years. A couple little one-off incidents, but overall nothing major. The people that were downtown, really appeared to love it, enjoy themselves. There were no injuries. There were no large fights. So, I mean, we are definitely calling this a successful 4th of July. It's just unfortunate that some chose to jump on buses and go out to the east side and cause some havoc out there. But the 4th of July events downtown were absolutely phenomenal.
Your department's insanely professional and on top of things with major events. It's a phenomenon, and they kick ass. Thanks for your leadership. Appreciate you, sir.
Take care. Thanks, Marty. Bye.
It's a rash. It's a virus. And they have no anecdote for this one. None. Someone better come up with some plan other than let's hope for the best. But the cops are doing the best they can. You can't arrest 500 kids, last I checked. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty, is we have an accident now. This is in Pleasant Hillsboro in the 300 block of Clareton Boulevard. And so that's Route 51, and that puts it near the Mall Drive area. Just watch out for slowdowns around that. We still have an accident being cleared for you. As you travel we're getting reports of an accident. We'll get it right here. In the 1300 block of Washington Road. This is in Mount Lebanon. So crews have been dispatched but not yet rolled up on the scene. So watch out for the slowdowns there. Slowdowns for you in Jefferson Hills. Police are reporting that Gill Hall Road is closed between Beams Run and the south end of Woodwind because of a downed utility pole and wires there. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
Hey, this is Calvin.
And Sam.
With Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks.
We're looking for experienced deck builders and lead carpenters who want to build high-end outdoor spaces without all the headaches. We specialize in premium decks, covered porch roofs, outdoor living spaces, and custom exterior projects. These are the kind of jobs that you'll actually be proud to put your name on.
And we pay fast.
Apply today at callthecousins.com/careers.
That's callthecousins.com/careers.
Call the Cousins. Get Marty is brought to you by Perry Calder Law. When it matters most, contact Perry Calder Law. A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at progressive.com.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The hell of a night. The storms. Damn. I mean, man, a lot of severe damage. insane rain. The mayor, who's a friend in Slippery Rock, he had to declare a state of emergency. They had 5.5 inches in a few hours. It's crazy. It's amazing. In the heart of it, right now, and assessing a lot of this damage is one of my boys, Carlos, my brother. How are you, sir? Carlos, I see ya. Carlos, I think you froze, my man. Either call back or call in, 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. A lot of trees down, a lot of homes with severe damage, insane flooding, and there's a lot of folks trying to determine actually how to recover from this and how to move on from this massive damage last night. All right, let me grab it. My man, Carlos, how are you?
I'm good, Marty. How you doing? How you feeling? You feeling better?
A lot better, brother. Appreciate you caring, my man.
Good. Glad to hear it.
You're out in it this morning, man. It hit the fan, did it not?
Yeah, Sunday we had a lot going on. It was Saturday, 4th of July. We had a booth down at the point through KDKA. We were one of the vendors down there and enjoying the holiday, and here come the storms, and roll these big storms, and people, I guess, people are out having picnics and cookouts. Very dangerous, and we started getting the calls early that evening, and we've been out all day Sunday out there looking at storm jobs, and now we got our crews out today. So it was pretty intense. The one we're on now in Penn Hills, oh my God.
Wow.
Somebody was looking out for this guy and his family. I mean, the tree was back in the woods. Like, if I would have came to his property to assess his property, I probably wouldn't have been too concerned about this tree. It was so far removed. But the wind hit it the right way, and it split and came down on his house, went through his roof.
Wow.
A huge limb impaled into one of his bedrooms where his 20-year-old son was sleeping.
I'm looking at that picture. Somehow, one of the limbs of the tree went flying through a window into the bedroom, onto the bed, sir, right?
Yeah, and his 20-year-old son was sleeping in the bed.
Whoa. Wow. Blew up, massive tree on the roof. Wow. All right. As you proceed through the day, busy as hell, come on, man. Tell folks two things. Stay the hell out of these down power lines, and don't play amateur hour with these massive trees in your house, right?
Yes, correct. I mean, the one we're on today, it's so dangerous. It's so spring-loaded. It's still attached to the trunk of the tree, which makes it even more precarious how to get it off safely. We have our crane now on site, and we matted through him and his neighbor's yard, brought our crane in, and we're extracting the portion of the tree out of the house now.
Wow.
And, I've been doing this 32 years, but we still assess everything like it's the first time and figure out our options and our exit point and what the tree's going to do. And there's no guarantees. We could only kind of, there's no manual I can refer to. So we go through our experience and what we've done in the past, and hopefully, we remain safe. But the average homeowner, might just haphazardly go back there cutting, and, that could go bad really quick.
All right, give us advice. What do they do? Call the insurance company? What do they do before they hire someone like you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, these trees were coming down on a holiday weekend. Guess who's not usually answering their phones? But guess who is? Me. I mean, I was out on the river with my family getting ready to watch the fireworks, and my phone's ringing, and I got to attend to it. I advertise 24/7 storm damage, and I try to be a man of my word. So I'm fielding these calls, and these people are in need, and they need someone out there. We're getting salesmen out there and crews out there. Then they're calling their homeowners insurance companies who they pay every month, and it's hard to get them out there. None of the adjusters on any of these jobs have even come out yet.
Right, can I hire you? Can I hire you, though, before I get approval from them?
Yes, correct. You can hire us. That's called you're doing reasonable I forget the term, reasonable something that you're calling around trying to get this tree off your house. You get somebody out there that can do it. You want to go with them. You don't have to call and get 2 estimates, 3 estimates. There's no language in your policy that you signed, that you agreed to when you purchased this policy from a homeowner's insurance company, that you have to go to work for them and get multiple estimates. So, and then they kind of, these are the misconceptions I put in the article. I put it on my Facebook page and I sent it to you. You know, these people have a tree in their living room, and now they're telling you, well, get 3 estimates. Well, where's it end? Get 5, get 10, get 20? Like, they're making up rules as they go, and they're making you do things that aren't in your policy that you agreed to. You get a company that you like that came out in the middle of the night and can get that tree off your house. They don't get any more water damage. You know, we had a lady that we signed up yesterday, gave the deposit to get on our schedule, and now today somebody finally called her back and said, wait a minute, you have to get 2 estimates. No, you don't. Now she's still got a tree in her house. There's rain coming, so they probably delayed her getting this taken care of in a timely manner where there's no more damage. So I urge everybody to read that article. Maybe you could post. I've posted it. It's called Misconceptions. It was published by an insurance adjuster, and he owns a tree company, Mark Russell. So he's very in tune with both sides of the equation.
My man Carlos, the Greater Pitt Tree Service. You stay safe, brother. Thank you, my man. Send me a couple videos when you get a chance, all right?
I will. Thanks, Marty.
I'm bouncing around here. I had to grab Anthony. Anthony, tell me why teens have decided to take over America. What's happened?
Russian bots. The Russian bots are assisting with this nonsense. That's why it's happening all over. And they're sowing chaos. They want this chaos, either to humiliate Trump or just to have the chaos to hurt the country. And these young black youth are falling for the okie doke. And if it's not, listen, someone's going to get killed, either by a citizen or by police, if they don't stop this game here. And I'm already was in and it was right up the street from my home, man. I saw it. I don't want to hear nobody tell me, because you got some activists online talking about, oh, this is media driven. It's not media driven nothing. No. These kids who are unsupervised, led by mostly Democratic cities, because we got these progressives who don't believe in crime and punishment. It's a perfect storm. Listen, these kids know there's not going to be consequences, Marty.
Right.
That's why they're not stopping.
That's right. And they won't, sir, until someone comes up with a better plan. Anthony, thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
It's frightening as hell. Big box appliance and TV stores move volumes of product. They're not focused on you. You know who is? My friends at Voss TV and Appliance are family-owned and customer-focused since 1960. Rick, Matt, the entire team, experts. They know appliances and TVs inside and out. Voss has a huge selection of brands. Their own team does delivery and installation. And Voss's prices are amazing. Shop Voss's South Hill showroom. Go to VossTV.com or call 412-650-VOSS. Voss TV and Appliance. The lowest prices, guaranteed.
Been 30 time, would have been 30, no, would have been 30, being 30, been 29. If that'll help, been 29,000, being 75, would have been 9.
Get ready to bid on the equipment you need in the Ritchie Brothers Northeast Regional Auction on August 4th. Inventory is housed at locations in Pittsburgh, North Franklin, and Northeast Maryland, with in-person inspections available. Bid on a wide selection of construction and transportation equipment. Don't miss this great opportunity. Visit rbauction.com/Pittsburgh to sign up. Again, that's rbauction.com/Pittsburgh.
Life-saving, literally. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
Your home should be your happy place. Hi, this is Larry Richard for CertaPro Painters. If you're sitting around your house, you see the faded colors and peeling paint, you know, I got to get this done. We'll get it done right the first time with CertaPro Painters. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. I love that. Get a free estimate, all the details, easy to understand, and it will brighten up your home. Then it will be a happy place. Schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
73, overcast skies at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A flood watch is in effect today from 11 a.m. through 11 p.m. Heavy rain possible, but not only here. Also parts of the eastern U.S. Flood watches are in effect in Virginia, North Carolina, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and New York City. Yesterday afternoon's rainfall set a new record for July 5th. As of 6:30 last night, 1.97 inches of rain came down at Pittsburgh International. Chris Leonardi with the National Weather Service has more.
For the most part, most of the heavy rain totals were generally north of the city, northern part of Allegheny County. There were some rainfall totals. There was a band of 1 to 2 inches, maybe some isolated areas, maybe up to 2.5 or so.
On the Big K Morning Show, Leonardi said the heaviest rains were in Butler, Armstrong, and Indiana counties. Next year's 4th of July celebration in Pittsburgh will feature the return of a popular event. News Radio KDKA's Rob Taylor explains.
Remember those F1 powerboat races on our Three Rivers during the Three Rivers Regatta? Well, those boat races are back starting in 2027 as the F1 Powerboat National Championship comes to Pittsburgh for next year's 4th of July celebration at the Point. It's a 3-year partnership between Visit Pittsburgh and the International Hot Road Association Powerboat Series. Next year's championship will be the first event owned and operated by Visit Pittsburgh's sports tourism division called Sports Pittsburgh. Who knows if the powerboat races will continue here past 2029, but at least Pittsburghers can relive those regatta days for at least the next 3 years. Rob Taylor, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 116 points at 52,784. Now, the S&P is up 43 points, and the NASDAQ is ahead 292. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:32. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio, KDKA.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Audi and Hearing.
If your child is heading off to college in the fall, you need to have the money talk before they're dropped off at the dorm.
Getting them to be financially savvy very early on in their college career is critically important.
Financial planner Ed Jertson says you need to talk guardrails for 18-year-old financial freedom.
Because the child is really enjoying that freedom and going out to dinner a lot and doing other things that wasn't expected out of the beginning.
I'm Rob Hart.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audi and Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to AudienHearing.com. That's AUDIEN Hearing.com.
Hey, it's Pony back to talk about my guys from Comer and Cross. If your garage floor is cracked and stained, you already know that it's making your entire garage look bad, and a bad epoxy job makes it look worse. With one easy call to Comer and Cross, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. You can get a quick estimate for a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor that you will love, just like I love mine. The Comer and Cross garage floor, gold standard. It is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In just one day, Comer and Cross will fix all your cracks and pits perfectly. They'll apply the gleaming new Comer and Cross concrete floor you choose. They'll even move your stuff out of the garage for you. Several realtors now say a Comer and Cross garage floor can increase your home's value by up to 10%. With over 2,000 five-star reviews and 50% off installation right now, what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR right now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or schedule us at COMERcross.com.
The right patio sets the scene. The right grill steals the show. For a limited time during July 4th, extra big deals at Lowe's. Get two 12-by-12-inch square patio stones for only $3. Plus, save $100 on a select Charbroil Performance Series 4-burner gas grill. Now just $179. All you need now is good company. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/6. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audi and Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to AudienHearing.com. That's AUDIEN Hearing.com.
Patrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
Oh, Marty, we just have some minimal delays as folks are making the late mid-morning, we'll call it mid-morning commute here. So it gives us a chance to talk about the big project coming up at the end of the week, the closure of the Commercial Street Bridge on the Parkway East 376. Some of the pre-work and pre-closures begin for that tonight. So 9 tonight until 5 each morning throughout every night this week. The Parkway East will have a single lane closure in each direction between Edgewood, Swissvale, and Churchill as they do prep work there. Also around 9 tonight, they'll put into place some long-term closures. This is so round the clock on Route 30, Ardmore Boulevard, with a single lane in both directions between Morrow and Brinton Roads, and then the Boulevard of the Allies will get a closure between McDevitt Place and the slip ramp from Fifth Avenue, a lane closure for you there. Things are coming. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A couple of showers and a thunderstorm this afternoon into this evening can bring flash flooding and damaging winds. It'll be humid with variable clouds and a high of 83. Low 69 as clouds break tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice, the village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Pastor James Hogan, one of my boys from the Rock, said at one point, his words, not mine, students were turning tricks in the hallways of Stowe Rocks High School. There have been shootings, stabbings, the highest truancy rate in the region. Check this out. On a national level, Stowe Rocks schools, this is insanely bad, ranked in the lower 20% of all schools in America. Wow. Proficiency in math, 2%. 2%. It's unbelievable. Proficiency in reading, 20%. 20%. Wow. If you go to school there and you can't afford to get out, you're screwed. That's the consensus. One of the lowest ranked schools in all of Pennsylvania. Horrible environment for kids. That's why a local mom said, to hell with this. I ain't doing it. I ain't going to sending my kids to a school where students are turning tricks in the hallways, where there are shootings and stabbings, where 2% of the students, as high as 4 in one grade. Folks, 4% proficient in math. You know what that means? 96% can't do math. 4 plus 2 is 5. It's that bad. So a woman said, to hell with this. I'm moving my kids to Moon, which has astounding test scores and attendance and proficiency scores. Wouldn't you do that? And she did it. Now, in their infinite wisdom, the state says, ma'am, you got to keep your kids in Stowe Rocks, and if you move them to Moon, they can't play sports. Tom King says, to hell with that. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Marty. Just fine. How are you doing?
Attorney King, there is no situation in space and time where I would take 12 jobs, sir, with all due respect to who's left in Stowe Rocks, before I left my kids in that cesspool of a school district. Yeah? Bad scene, isn't it, sir? By any standard.
Yeah, and Marty, I don't want to, listen. There are a lot of hardworking, nice people there that are trying to make a go of it in a school district that has cried out for help. They don't have any money. The state's basically taken them over. They're educationally bankrupt. They can't provide the educational opportunities that great school districts like Moon provide. And somebody has undertaken here to violate the constitutional rights of this poor woman and her kids, and to interrogate them as to why in the world they would want to get out of one place and go to another. These people have fundamental constitutional rights, and so do her kids. And so Tom Breth, my partner, and I are going to do everything in our power to make sure that their constitutional rights are upheld and that they're not violated. So that's the purpose of this lawsuit.
And I respect that, I guess. But they're ranked 14,000th of 17,000 schools in the country. Sir, every single kid in that school is economically disadvantaged. And I think those kids and those teachers are doing a job that is not acceptable. And there's no way in hell this is a system that works in America, is it, sir? It doesn't work, does it, sir?
This one doesn't work. No. This is an embarrassment to the state of Pennsylvania, and it's a shame for these kids, the staff that have to teach there, and the administrators who are trying to make a go of this. They're trying to have it survive when I don't think survival for that district is possible.
School, a site called School Digger, 0 out of a 5-star rating, the bottom 10% of all Pennsylvania high schools. So wouldn't it stand to reason, sir, that a mother would want to move her kids to an environment where they can excel, and if they want to play sports, good for them, sir, right?
Yes, sir. And the state of Pennsylvania has now said in the court system that these kids have a fundamental right, which is a constitutional right, to do this, to participate, and for these programs to be funded. And so the William Penn School District case is a landmark decision in Pennsylvania, saying for the first time that kids have constitutional rights to an education, and that education likewise includes participation in sports. So this may be groundbreaking for Moon, but these cases have been decided already. And for somebody at Moon to try to intimidate these kids and their family, and suggest that they're not going to be able to play sports if they try to move here, if they make their decision to better their family, I think is inexcusable, and hopefully it'll be reversed either by the courts or by the district itself.
So what happens next, brother?
The lawsuit has been filed. We expect that the district will, their lawyers will step in, whoever that is. And Mr. Breth and I will begin to take discovery, depositions, and make out our case. But I think our case is pretty clear, regardless of what happens here. There are clearly rights that are being violated. There are clearly constitutional rights that these people have, and the federal courts are the right place for this case to be.
They're trying to punish a woman for trying to better her children, are they not, sir?
That's exactly what it amounts to, Marty. It's inexcusable. When we spoke with the family and we understood the circumstances, we're happy to represent them and glad to try to right this wrong.
The woman must be upset as hell, right?
I think she is, and I think they're very concerned about the choices. They've made family choices. Right. None of this is easy for people. No. They've made choices for their family that suit their family and better themselves. And someone is attempting to interfere with those choices. That's not America.
Tom King, it's good to be the king. Thank you, sir. Truth to power. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, Marty. Bye-bye.
For those who suggest I'm disparaging Stowe Rock School District, I am. 0 out of 5 stars. Bottom 10% of all schools in Pennsylvania. Ranked 14,000th of 17,000 schools in America. 2% proficient in some of the grades in math. 4% proficient in some of the grades in math. In reading, 26%. Meaning, fully 2/3, 3/4 of all the students can't read, and about 96% can't do the math. Patrick, you there, brother? Do we have Patrick?
Yeah, ridiculous.
Patrick, under those circumstances, sports or not, what the hell are you doing with your son, sir?
I'm getting my kid the hell out of there, and I'm going somewhere where he can get a better education. Absolutely.
Patrick, how long have we been talking about Stowe Rocks and the issues there?
Beginning of time? I mean, this has been going on for decades.
And you were here sitting with me when Pastor Hogan said students were turning tricks in the hallways at Stowe Rocks. Were you not here, sir?
Yeah, I believe he said it was middle schoolers, if I recall.
I feel for the parents. I feel for the students that are trying. And I especially feel for the teachers because they're good teachers. But this is a disaster.
They work their butts off.
This is a disgrace. This should be illegal. There should be no school there. Those kids should all be transferred to Moon so they have a shot at some sort of success. It's embarrassing as hell. And you can't blame the teachers. They know what they're doing. But folks, they're getting their ass kicked, literally and figuratively, every single day. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
Oh, what's up, Marty, is we have a lot of overnight work happening on the Parkway North, I-279, and in fact, some daylight road crews have the northbound side restricted for you, down to a single lane between Perrysville and Bellevue Westview as part of the Jacks Run Road Bridge demolition project. So it's moving well through there right now, but tonight you'll have a northbound closure, fully closed, between the McKnight Road exit ramp and the on-ramp at Camp Horn Road. That starts at 9 tonight through 5 tomorrow morning. At the same time, your HOV lanes will be closed. And then on the southbound side, a single lane traffic pattern will be in place starting at 7 p.m. till about between 5 and 6 a.m. each morning this week. So each night, keep that in mind and plan accordingly. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of feller who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Yeah! Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Life-saving, literally, life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
What makes TD Mechanical special? It's service, man. We had a faucet in the bathroom that just wouldn't work. It was flat out busted. 2 plumbers couldn't fix it until Tootie arrived, his people. Fix it in an hour, no new parts, and a minimal service charge. It's an amazing company. HVAC experts, plumbing experts, trained by the man himself, Bob Tootie. Tootie Mechanical, 412-771-4100, the best.
While you sleep, There are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richert, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, DC, and Tri-State's founder about one of their many satisfied patients.
One thing I've learned about people that get numb with their neuropathy, they have balance issues, just like Bob from Gibsonia. His numbness got so bad, he started to have to shuffle and was starting to have some falls. After completing our FDA-cleared treatment program, he is doing so much better. In fact, he was at his friend's house and he was at the American Legions, and they couldn't believe the difference that they saw in him.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Bob. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for a free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanston.com.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, with Medicare, this is important stuff, and there's never one size fits all. That's the beauty of MediConnect. That's why I love the company. The folks at MediConnect, they'll sit down with you in your home or in the office, anywhere you wish, to answer Medicare questions and compare plans with your current situation. There is never, ever a fee for their services. And they got 70 different plans. Medicare made simple. MediConnect, 888-818-6334.
We're talking with Joe Cibulis from Highwood Cemetery about cemetery care. Joe, can you please explain your perpetual care fund to us?
Sure. A perpetual care fund is a trust established by cemeteries to ensure ongoing maintenance of burial grounds and mausoleums forever. We set aside 15% of the sale price of burial lots and other cemetery items. Income generated from this fund is used to cover costs like mowing lawns, road repair, and other essential upkeep after all the remaining burial plots have been sold.
So people with lots at Highwood Cemetery can be assured that there are sufficient funds to maintain the cemetery in the future.
Yes, at Highwood Cemetery, our perpetual care fund is in excess of $1 million. A third-party trustee, a fiduciary, is responsible for managing the fund. Everything your family has at Highwood Cemetery will be protected by our perpetual care fund.
You can learn more about Highwood Cemetery by calling 412-766-6600.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
For the purposes of discussion, okay? For context, okay? I'm going to be selfish with you. I'm going to talk about Mount Lebanon schools versus Stowe Rock schools. And once again, good teachers at both districts. That's a fact. Good superintendents at both districts. It's a fact. Massive difference in the makeup of the population. 100% of the students at Stowe Rocks are poor. 100%. More than 70%, closer to 80%, come from single-parent households. More than 85% minority students. As I mentioned, proficiency in reading at the high school, in math at the high school level in Stowe Rocks, 4%. For comparison, so you understand where I'm coming from, proficiency in math in the high school, 96%. What did I say Stowe Rocks was? 4%. Proficiency in reading in the high school, 98%. Stowe Rocks ranked in the bottom 10% of all high schools in Pennsylvania. Mount Lebanon School District ranks in the top 1% of public schools in Pennsylvania. And in the entire district, middle school and elementary. Reading proficiency, 87%. Math proficiency, 76%. At the end of the day, folks, there is no comparison. And at the end of the day, I'm not picking on Stowe Rocks. I'm suggesting these kids don't have a damn chance. So when a woman says, I'm moving my kids to Moon, and when they get to Moon, they want to play basketball, God bless her. And as much as I feel for the teachers in the Rocks and the superintendent in the Rocks, I would get the hell out of the Rocks. I would take 9 jobs before I sent my kids there. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Marty, I just want to bring up one thing about Stowe Rocks. I'm going to go back to the city of Pittsburgh schools and them restricting employees not being able to move out where they can take their kids to a better school district. I mean, it's not as bad as Stowe Rocks, but you got to admit that the city schools are pretty bad. And they should lift the residency restrictions just like they did for the firemen, policemen, school teachers, and the water department.
My man, to your point, and this is a fact, close to 75% of the teachers in the Pittsburgh public schools send their kids to schools outside of the Pittsburgh public schools. To your point, sir.
Well, that's why I'm saying they should let the rest of the employees, the medics, the maintenance people, they should give them the right to move where they went for their education. It's a basic right.
It is.
Let's face it.
It is, sir. And it's a horrible scenario. It's a disaster. And there's no way it's working. What's sad to me is that America accepts this. What's sad to me is the parents out there in the Rocks who give a damn, who have to accept this, who have to hope that this is as good as it gets. There is no way schools like Stowe Rock should be allowed to continue. There's no way. It's not fair, and it doesn't work, and they should make it better or shut it down ASAP. There is no way it works. It's an absolute disaster for anyone trying to get an education in Stowe Rocks.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Kimberly Allen here with Corrigan Moving Systems. Corrigan Moving has been family owned and operated since 1929, specializing in local and long distance moves. We also offer packing, storage, and much more. Corrigan is ready to provide you a stress-free and simple relocation. For a free quote, go to CorriganMoving.com or give us a call at 724-237-4578.
Shopping for replacement windows? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest lasting windows you can buy.
And we have a great selection of colors and finishes. Experience Metropolitan Window Company. Stop by our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411. PA 1565.
At Habitat for Humanity, we believe home is where you find peace, stability, and safety. But 1 in 3 people on Earth woke up today without a good home. Let's open the door to opportunity. Visit Habitat.org to learn more. That's Habitat.org.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. from the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
75 with overcast skies. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. After some areas saw record rainfall Sunday, a flood watch is now in effect today through 11 p.m. with more heavy rains in the forecast. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has more.
Chris Leonardi of the National Weather Service says some areas north of the city saw up to 2.5 inches of rain and even more further to the north.
The really heaviest rain was off to North Butler, Armstrong, Indiana counties. We got some isolated totals, probably over 3 inches, especially as you get towards the northern parts of Armstrong and Clarion.
On the Big K Morning Show, he said if there's a silver lining, the rain did mean an end to last week's excessive heat, with no 90-degree highs expected anytime soon. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
In Slippery Rock, the mayor declared a disaster emergency as heavy rains made some roads impassable. Borough Council member Jeff Campbell was told 3 inches of rain fell in an hour. He talked with KDKA TV.
There were several roads that you had to drive through water. Keister Road was flooded near my in-laws. 173 had flooding on it. A lot of the storm source just couldn't handle the amount of rain that was coming down.
In a social media post, Mayor John David Longo reported many flooded basements and businesses and substantial property damage. American law enforcement is trying to wrap its arms around the nationwide phenomenon of teen takeovers. There was another takeover in East Liberty over the weekend. Pittsburgh Police Chief Jason Lando says he's looking for a solution, but told KDKA's Marty Griffin earlier, policing alone can't solve the problem.
We got to find things for these kids to do that are positive. We have to hold these kids accountable in the court system when they break the law. It just can't be the officers out there chasing these kids around all the time.
And on a positive note, Chief Lando said this was the best 4th of July in downtown Pittsburgh in about 5 years, with no injuries and no large fights. A large sinkhole is the reason Cumberland Road was closed last night in McCandless near UPMC Passavant, and Cumberland remains closed today at Babcock Boulevard in front of the hospital. Barricades have been erected while repairs are underway there. At this hour on Wall Street, the Dow is at this hour down. It's down at 21 points now at 52,879. The S&P is up 48 points, and the NASDAQ is up 294. KDKA Sports, some World Cup coaches, players, and fans are not pleased after FIFA lifted top U.S. player Folarin Balogun's suspension ahead of tonight's match against Belgium. ABC's Sophie Flay has more.
Balogun's teammates are relieved, but other teams outraged by FIFA's decision.
It's a bad decision.
As for Belgium, who will now have to defend against Balogun tonight, their coach is mocking the decision, invoking April Fool's Day, saying, "I didn't know that at the World Cup, the 5th of July is actually the 1st of April.
FIFA reversed Balogun's suspension following a conversation with President Donald Trump. Belgium has reportedly been granted the right to appeal that decision. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. If you're injured, time to hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan. Dial Pound Law for Morgan & Morgan. 75 and overcast in Pittsburgh now. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand, so shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi? For what?
Better not to know.
Get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in your price for 5 years and see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Hello, this is Lester Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. I joined Dad and my sister Sarah in the family business after serving 5 years in the Marine Corps. That was a rewarding but tough time, and my sister helped me through it. When I was in boot camp and then deployed in Iraq, I received a letter from Sarah every single week. Every week. She'd make me laugh with her stories about what was going on at home. She even wrote letters to my fellow Marines to encourage them during those tough times. Sarah is funny and full of compassion, and her letters gave me a connection to the outside world that was, well, indescribable. Now, as a chartered financial analyst, I get to work with Sarah and my dad every day. We work closely as a team to develop investment strategies, so when you trust in us, you have all of us working on your behalf. Find out more at botkinfamilywealth.com. BOTKIN. That's botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
Well, pretty tame out there as far as the leftover delays from the rush hour, Marty. Just a slowdown on the Parkway West right around the runaway truck sand pile in the middle of the hill there before the Fort Pitt tunnels. There will be slowdowns around pre-closure work beginning today for that massive commercial street bridge project, Parkway East closure, that's coming for all of us on Friday night, 9 p.m. until 5 each following morning, each night this week through Thursday night. Parkway East will have a single lane closure in each direction between Edgewood, Swissvale, and Churchill as crews there do prep work. Also around 9 tonight, long-term lane closures will be put into place. This is round the clock on Route 30, Ardmore Boulevard. Single lane in both directions between Morrow and Brinton Roads, and also the Boulevard of the Allies gets a lane pinch between McDevitt Place and the slip ramp from 5th Avenue as they start to put detour restrictions into place. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be variably cloudy and humid. We'll have a high of 83 with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around all the way into the evening. Watch for flash flooding and damaging winds. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of feller who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The phone blew up Friday with folks from Congressman Mike Kelly's office. Wow. Mike Kelly, front and center in the investigation of the shooting of Donald Trump in Butler in 2024. Wow. So check this out. The Secret Service missed more than 100 radio calls from local law enforcement in the lead up to the assassination attempt on Trump. That's unbelievable. Including the initial sighting of Crooks and calls that he was armed. Wow. The agency Secret Service failed to establish a joint communications room with local officers who were the ones receiving reports about Crook's suspicious behavior. Woo! Ron Layton served 4 presidents in the Secret Service. Ron, your initial reaction, brother. Wow.
Thanks for having me back on. Good afternoon. So, first of all, the report that came out from the Inspector General is accurate. It's 64 pages. They identified 5 major findings, and of course, the Secret Service concurred with those findings and things that needed to be fixed. What jumps off the page at me reading the report and knowing how these things work two things. Thing number one, and Marty, if you remember, you had me in studio immediately afterwards. This is 4 hours that we did together. But one of the things that I talked to you about was resources. They just didn't have enough people. And so you end up saying, why didn't they have enough people? Well, guess what? If Barack Obama or George Bush or Bill Clinton came to Pittsburgh tomorrow, you know what you would see? You'd see a 5-car motorcade. You wouldn't see any helicopters. And you know what else you wouldn't see? You wouldn't see things like ballistic glass, all those kinds of things. One of those, you know, the issues that I talked to you about and actually national media about is that the Secret Service does not protect former presidents with the same resource allocation as a sitting president. So, you know, some of this comes down, quite frankly, to budgetary constraint. So it costs about $3.5 million a day to protect everybody in the Secret Service. So when the incident in Butler occurred, Donald Trump was a candidate. The Secret Service has always looked at candidates as just candidates until they go to the nominating convention where you get a lot more resources. Now, there's a lot of problems with that kind of thinking, and that's one of the things that you've got to be able to adjust to if you're the Secret Service. You can't treat Donald Trump like you treat George Bush or Barack Obama. Donald Trump is a figure like we've not seen before. That means we've got threats that like we've not seen before, even though he was a candidate. And the agency just simply did not adjust to that quick enough. So you get things like inexperienced agents. They asked for things like ballistic glass. Those requests weren't granted because those are typically the purview of the president's detail. I mean, there are a bevy of problems here. But I didn't really disagree with anything in that report.
But, my man, I love you, and obviously you're right. But this is crazy stuff, man. When they try to report to Secret Service the suspicious person on the roof, the Secret Service supervisor didn't ask for the building's location. Hello. The watchdog report said the Secret Service missed multiple opportunities to detect, prevent, and disrupt this assassination attempt. How the hell, my man, did they not get 100 messages? How'd that happen, brother?
Well, you don't get 100 messages when you're not in the same room to get the message.
Wow.
So the point is this, and this is what I talked to you about.
No, you're right,
in terms of inexperience. You cannot have a Secret Service command post. In my understanding, in that command post was fire and PSP, Pennsylvania State Police.
Yeah.
But much of the things like the AGR building and those kind of things, those were being staffed and managed by Butler. So in other words, the point is you can't have a joint command post. Like everyone has to hear the same thing at the same time. And here's a little pet peeve of mine. If you report the Secret Service missed 100 radio calls, it's not that they missed the calls. Of course they missed the calls, but why? They missed the calls because they did not construct a security plan that would allow them to hear the calls.
Hold on, my man.
Saying you missed the...
Now, this goes to your point of incompetence. The Secret Service had this is crazy, man. The Secret Service had a counter-drone system on site the day of the rally, but it was manned by a single under-trained operator. Wow. Who didn't test the system ahead of the event. What the hell, bro? Come on.
Let's dig into that.
Yeah.
So, but see, okay, the report doesn't dig into the inside baseball that I'm getting ready to give you.
It doesn't.
There is a division within the Secret Service called TSD, Technical Security Division. You know what it is? It's full of geeks and nerds just like me, people with engineering degrees and all that other kind of stuff. They actually asked for assistance from TSD, and what ended up happening is those requests were denied, so they had to send someone that came from another division who, quite frankly, this was a collateral responsibility. The person was new, and they didn't know what to do. So the question becomes, it's not that guy. It's why didn't you get the resources from the people that you asked?
Man.
Right. So, yeah, this is a surface-level report. I agree with you. But there's so much to talk about here because, first of all, the Secret Service needs to better understand that the resource allocation for somebody like Donald Trump, even though he was a candidate, cannot be the same as a typical former, because I can tell you this, and I hate to put it this way, but this is the absolute truth, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Had he been a sitting president, that AGR complex, it would have been within the protected perimeter. The perimeter was too small. So in other words, when you ask Butler ESU to man that AGR complex, you should have never asked him to do it. You know why? Because you should have done it yourself.
Can you hang?
Why didn't you
Can
do
you
it
hang,
yourself?
Ron?
Because you didn't have enough people, of course.
Man, it's crazy stuff. Wow. We'll be right back. Call the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic Power, Bob Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
Well, what's up, Marty, is we do have crews working in a couple of spots around the area, one of which is northbound on the Parkway North I-279 near that Jacks Run Road Bridge overpass. They have a single lane during the daylight hours now, and while you do have that lane pinch there, it is moving pretty well, so good news, but just know that you could encounter some delays as you head through that area. And of course, they're doing the overnight closure northbound beginning at 9 p.m. until 5 tomorrow morning. Complete closure of the northbound side with a southbound lane restriction through that area, and the HOV lanes will be closed as well because of the demolition of that span. Inbound, the ride is a good one right now. No problems there. Same story over on 28. Parkways east and west just have minor delays approaching their respective tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Are you turning 65 and have questions about Medicare? Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage in Pennsylvania with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. You may also qualify for a monthly credit toward your Part B premium. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Don't miss the Pittsburgh Music Festival, July 11th and 12th at Pittsburgh Brewing Company in Creighton, featuring Joe Grishecki and the House Rockers, Billy Price Band, Norman Nardini, The Gathering Field, and more. Benefiting Band Together Pittsburgh and Autism Pittsburgh. Presented by Pittsburgh Brewing Company and U.S. Steel. Tickets at pittsburghmusicfestival.com.
Life-saving, literally, life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This report from the Inspector General says the Secret Service, in the lead up to Trump being shot, wow, that they missed 102 radio transmissions. Wow. The report says that they failed to establish a joint communications room with local officers who were the ones receiving the reports. Hey, Ron, I mean, we can say they didn't have enough staff, but isn't that kind of incompetent not to even establish context, sir?
It's absolute level of inexperience. Hey, Marty, can we cut the feedback in the background, please?
I think we fix it now. Thank you. Try it now, brother.
So there are two lines of effort to put these things together. Number one is the advance, and number two is the management of game day, as we call it.
Yeah.
But in the advance, a major component of the advance is setting up the command post. It's communications. Wow. And communications is always the first thing that you're going to look at. So it really should have never been, quote unquote, signed off on.
Nice.
To have a command post and then have other guys that are working this event across the street. So in other words, if I'm in building 1 and I have a radio system there, and you're in building 2 across the street, and then you have a radio system. Marty, it could have been 500 calls that you'd have missed because you're not in the same room to hear them.
Jesus. Man. Hey, we could literally say, and it's a cliche at this point, that they literally dodged a bullet. Honestly, did they not, sir? I mean, for all intents and purposes, they're lucky he's not dead, right?
Well, no, I got to tell you, there is a local family that lost a dad.
That's true.
And anyone who's been in law enforcement for the amount of time that I have, you're around a lot of tragedy and shootings and things like that. So, you know, this is something that should have never, ever happened. And it's very easy to look backwards and pick apart what should have happened. The Secret Service has lots and lots of resources that something like this should have never happened. And there are multiple redundancies here. But this is, you know, this is an absolute tragedy that, to your point, Marty, could have been much worse.
They describe it as an operational failure. Help me out, sir. Are they doing better now?
Well, they're doing better now in terms of footprinting. And the thing that's hard to make a determination of, Marty, again, if George Bush or Bill Clinton or somebody like that shows up in Pittsburgh, it's 5 cars.
Yeah.
But if a sitting president shows up, it's 25 cars.
Oh.
The resource allocation, there are so many more people. So the idea is that if you do Butler over again today, I can promise you there are Secret Service bodies on top of every roof. And that just didn't happen. So what happens is when you have fewer people combined with a dose of inexperience, you can cut corners when you've got really, you know, you've got people who've got a lot of experience. It was 7 years before I got to the president's detail in my first office. In 7 years.
Wow.
But guess what? What we saw in Butler, we saw people that got to the Trump detail that had maybe 2 years on the job. It's not enough time. So there is nothing that you can to get the level of experience where you need to. It's hard because you've got to make some cultural changes. It takes time, and I would tell you that when the Secret Service left the Department of Treasury, which had some level of extreme exclusivity, moved into DHS, and now all of a sudden you're at the bottom of the stack. So DHS has always been around about transportation and borders and immigration. Let me give you an example. So everybody knows who ICE is and who Customs is.
Yeah.
Their budget is 20 times larger than the Secret Service.
Whoa.
20 times. So what that really means is that the Secret Service has to scrape for money and has done so for the last 20 years. Over time, it has a deleterious effect on an organization, to say nothing of morale, but also personnel. They just need more people. Bottom line.
Today, sir, do they have the manpower, or are they still short?
No, they're still short because in order to do this right, people never talk about the smaller details. Presidential detail, absolutely fine, locked down. Same way with the vice presidential detail. But for these smaller details, like the former presidents, and something that nobody ever thinks about, the kids' details. Those kids are, they need more staffing there. Those details are always pretty small, pretty light, and what that means is that you don't have the same capability when you don't have enough people. That's what it means.
Veterans like yourself who had decades of experience, gone, or they still have them there, sir?
No, a lot. And our friend Mr. Musk, who I have a certain feeling about, he didn't help matters. No, a lot of the institutional experience. See, people used to never leave the Secret Service. Everyone did at least 25 years. That's changed significantly because the lifestyle, you're always gone. Everybody is divorced probably twice. And it's a hard lifestyle. So what happens is people end up leaving and going to wherever they go to. But the point is, it's difficult to maintain institutional experience. And I would tell you that they need to do better with retention.
And if you had a son, sir, would you direct him to the Secret Service to serve?
Hard question, but the answer is yes. I'm a kid from Homewood.
Yep.
This country and that agency was very good to me. I got a chance to see things. I spent more time in the Oval Office and around American presidents, then pick a law enforcement officer to include anybody in an organization. It doesn't matter. I mean, I was very blessed, continue to be so, had experiences that you can't imagine. And so yes, very, very lucky, very blessed. It's a great organization. They just have to do better. But I would. Where else are you going to get that kind of experience?
Is he harder to protect Trump than previous presidents?
Here's the way that you think about it. It's not that it's harder. It's more complex.
I see.
One of the things that I've talked to you about now, the threat spectrum is different.
Yeah.
So you've got professionals. For $30,000, I can arm you with an Air Force of drones. That wasn't available 20 years ago. You've got computer technology and AI, which will now craft an attack for you. It's what the guy did at the Capitol Hilton. He did a lot of research, and he thought about how to actually use artificial intelligence to help him craft an attack. And we're seeing this more and more. You see targeted violence wherein people use artificial intelligence and computer technology to learn more about previous attacks. So those things were not present even 15 years ago, but now not only are they present, they are prevalent.
Ron Layton, my brother, thanks, my man.
Marty, thank you, and be well.
Frightening. It's absolutely unsettling.
The popularity of cremation is on the rise. Unfortunately, so is the cost. I'm Dustin D'Alessandro, Supervisor and Funeral Director. To keep the cost down, the Thomas M. Smith Funeral Home and Crematory Limited in Blawnox and the D'Alessandro Funeral Home and Crematory Limited in Lawrenceville have on-site crematories. By performing the cremation on-site without losing custody of the remains, our funeral homes can defray those costs and pass the savings on to you. Our fee for a direct cremation is only $1,250. This low-cost, direct cremation offer is available to all residents of Allegheny County. Surrounding counties will incur a slight additional fee based on mileage. Contact us with questions or to schedule an appointment by calling the Blawnox office at 412-828-5700 or our Lawrenceville office at 412-682-6500. Our websites are thomasmsmithfuneralhome.com and DeLisandroLTD.com.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hey, I'm Sam. And I'm Calvin with Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Calvin, you know what I love most about this job? That moment when the job's done. Maybe it's a new roof, upgraded siding, or a deck that makes you want to be outside, and you see that look on the customer's face.
Yeah, man, that never gets old. The care, the clean work, no shortcuts. And that's just how these Cousins have been doing it ever since Grandma's garage.
And that's not changing. Call the Cousins.
Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Call the Cousins.
A true spa bathroom isn't just about water pressure. It's about the view. Make your shower the crown jewel of your home with a custom frameless glass enclosure from Boulevard Glass and Metal. Check out their easy, hassle-free quote request at boulevardglassandmetal.com. Simply pick a layout, answer a few questions, and send it. They'll get back to you with a price. Or call 412-621-1799. See the difference at boulevardglassandmetal.com.
At Habitat for Humanity, we believe home is where you find peace, stability, and safety. But 1 in 3 people on Earth woke up today without a good home. Let's open the door to opportunity. Visit Habitat.org to learn more. That's Habitat.org.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
75 with overcast skies at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A flood watch is in effect today from now through 11 p.m. The National Weather Service says slow-moving thunderstorms may produce heavy rain, which could result in flash flooding or unsaturated ground. A sinkhole in one of the worst places you can imagine has opened up in front of a hospital. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has the story.
It's on Cumberland Road in McCandless in front of UPMC Passive and Hospital. There are barricades up to prevent drivers and pedestrians from getting onto the closed section of the road. Patients and employees can still access the hospital from the Babcock Boulevard entrance and from the Peebles Road side of Cumberland. No injuries reported from the sinkhole. PennDOT is helping McCandless to investigate the drainage system, and the road will remain closed until further notice. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
Well, next year's 4th of July celebration in Pittsburgh will feature the return of a popular event. With more on that, News Radio KDKA's Rob Taylor.
Remember those F1 powerboat races on our Three Rivers during the Three Rivers Regatta? Those boat races are back starting in 2027 as the F1 Powerboat National Championship comes to Pittsburgh for next year's 4th of July celebration at the Point. It's a 3-year partnership between Visit Pittsburgh and the International Hot Road Association Powerboat Series. Next year's championship will be the first event owned and operated by Visit Pittsburgh's sports tourism division called Sports Pittsburgh. Who knows if the powerboat races will continue here past 2029, but at least Pittsburghers can relive those regatta days for at least the next 3 years. Rob Taylor, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 31 points at 52,869. The S&P is up 52, and the NASDAQ is up 332 points. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:31. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Curb appeal. That's a real estate catchphrase when they want you to know a home looks really beautiful from the outside. You want the same thing anyway. Hi, this is Larry Richard for CertaPro Painters, which, by the way, each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. You're dealing with the owners. Now, there's no reason to procrastinate. All you have to do is get the professionals to do the job right from the start. And all you need to do is schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice, the village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize! Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At Perry Calder, the law firm, yeah, they use AI. Attorney intelligence. Folks, they have doctors on staff to investigate their medical malpractice cases and their product liability cases. They've won some of the biggest awards in Pennsylvania. It's a commitment to excellence, a commitment to winning at Perry Calder. 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200. When it comes to building Pennsylvania's future, the laborers are on the job. From highways and bridges to schools, hospitals, energy projects, the men and women of the Pennsylvania Laborers District Council deliver the skilled work that keeps our communities moving forward. Joe LaQuatra is leading the charge to train the next generation, protect worker safety, and stand up for fair wages and benefits. When laborers build, Pennsylvania grows stronger. The Pennsylvania Laborers District Council, working hard every day. My people.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. We are Blood Cancer United. We do the most for more people with blood cancer. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty? As we have been getting reports of an accident as you approach the outbound lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge, coming from either the Parkway East or over from the Fort Duquesne Bridge. Now, we've been scouring that area with the PennDOT cameras. We certainly see slow traffic there, especially on the approach from 376 coming out of the bathtub section of that road and also coming across the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge. But traffic's moving on the Fort Pitt Bridge, and everything is just really, really creeping along. So a little extra time there might not be a bad idea. Heading away from town, if that's part of your commute right now, on the Parkway North I-279, you have sluggish traffic between Perrysville and Bellevue Westview. Traffic's down to a single lane there for daylight road work restrictions around the Jacks Run Bridge project. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Variable clouds and humid this afternoon. We'll have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm into the evening. That can bring flash flooding and damaging winds. High 83. Clouds break for tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hey, when I was growing up, I was obsessed with fireworks. We were obsessed, me and my boys. In fact, they were all illegal when I was growing up, and that made the obsession even greater for teenagers. In fact, we would go to Highland Park and buy illegal fireworks from this stoner. And the guy had long hair, the tattoos. He would open the door with a joint in his hand and sell us illegal fireworks. True story. I was probably 13 years old. And me and my boys would make the trek to Highland Park. And then because we were low IQ and idiots, we would start blowing up black cats. Remember those? The black cats? That was the prevalent, relevant firework in that day. And that's how I got arrested the first time.
A noisy firework, by the way.
Yes, sir.
The black cat.
That voice, and that's why I wanted Raz to hang around for a minute. My man, two things. Thank God you're back. I missed the hell out of you. And how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks. I missed you guys, too. Not doing your job for 3 months, that's kind of torture, really. But, yeah, I'm doing much better. The foot's sore and swollen, and that's going to be going for a while because that's normal when you're recovering from this thing. But, yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Explain the thing. Explain to our listeners what you've been going through, brother.
Yeah, I had a ruptured tendon on the arch side of my foot. So they had to open up a 6-inch incision on the inside of my foot. They had to repair that tendon. Then they had to take another tendon and move it to another part of my foot to help support the arch. They put a metal wedge in the top of my of my arch, and then they sawed my heel bone in half and then reattached it with 2 screws so that I can walk in a straight line again.
Whoa!
And that's the reason why I had to sit around for 6 weeks with my leg in the air, because you just don't. You got to let everything, like fuse back together again before you start walking.
Do you still have pain, Raz?
Yeah, just a little. It's nothing that you can't live with. I'm delighted to be wearing a shoe this week. This is really the first week I've been wearing a shoe.
Wow.
So yeah, it's this is the first time I've been on the foot this long, back and forth from the studio and everything like that for about 8 hours. So we'll see what happens when I get home. Probably break out a cold pack for it, but I'm on the road, and in a few months it'll probably not even be a thought anymore.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I love having you back. You know that. I miss you desperately. As a friend and as the man regarding news. We got into great detail with one of my boys, Bob Garvin, last week about this lawsuit involving a Sewickley hospital. A drug-addicted nurse was on the job stealing medications and impaired, and according to the lawsuit, resulted in the death of 2 patients, which is disgusting and frightening, but it gets worse. As my brother Bob has drilled down on this lawsuit. Tell us what you found as you're reading through this, my man.
Good morning, Marty, and same to your audience. And let me say, you're killing me here. Following Chief Lando, Carlos, Anthony, and Ron. All right, we're going to give it our best shot here. But very busy since the broadcast on Thursday. A lot of information. I actually was able to review the actual report. And this lawsuit, people have to understand, is a retaliation suit for whistleblowers of 5 nurses who reported this incident over 2 years ago.
By the way, one of them was the guy's wife, so people know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Yep. That is true. It's even worse than what we thought. The actual lawsuit, and let me say not uncommon,
yes, sir,
was filed in April of 2025. Okay? Now, during that period when lawsuits like this take 2, 3, even 4 or 5 years to come to fruition. But there's also a criminal investigation, if you read the report, going on too. And in between these issues, when they were being reported and investigated, the hospital apparently took retaliatory action against those 5 nurses that reported the wrongdoing.
Whoa.
They, in turn, filed this lawsuit.
How long did they keep him on the job, sir? How long did they keep him on the job knowing this stuff?
From the time that lawsuit was filed originally, which they would have had notice, to 3 weeks ago, we're talking now 14 months.
My God. Come on. My God. So a nurse who was a drug addict and stealing drugs to get high, and according to the lawsuit, killed 2 patients as a result, was left on the job treating patients for more than a year, sir, according to the lawsuit.
Correct, and you have to understand, we've got to be clear here. That's the premise that someone was reporting that as they're required to under the Elder Justice Act and various other laws, because there's narcotics involved in this, and, I can't imagine how many different agencies are involved. But the hospital took retaliatory action alleged against the 5 people, including the guy's own wife.
No.
That's what this lawsuit is about.
So they punished the people who wanted him to quit killing patients and get help for his drug abuse.
Marty, for 3 years we've been seeing this, and I have seen these administrators in hospitals, various businesses, and especially nursing homes, are more worried about the person reporting the bad than the bad being reported.
Why is that?
Because that bad being reported has to be sent to various agencies, which it then goes public. And I'm just saying, if you're an administrator and you have somebody killing your patients or your residents, that's some bad press you can count on. That's probably going to say people, I'm not going there, and if I have somebody there, I'm going to pull them out as fast as possible. And it's about the money. Less people come, less money they make. We have administrators out there making $400,000 a year in some of these nursing homes, which, that's the top end of be as it may, but still, that's a lot of motive to not have bad reporting.
Bob Garvin, how many cases involving homicide, wrongful death in these facilities are you involved in right now overall, sir? How many?
We have 10 suspect deaths that witnesses have come forth, been interviewed. We've facilitated meetings with, and they're doing a fantastic job, I might add, is the Allegheny County District Attorney Steve Zappala's special investigations detectives. they have 10. And all the people involved, and again, I caution, because an allegation, a good investigator tries to clear the person as much as they try to show guilt. So they do take time. You have the biggest obligation to clear a person than you do to lock them up in most cases, because you don't want to put a wrong person in jail. Let's put it that way. So that takes a while. But we have 10, and sad part is these take 2-3 years to bring these kind of cases together. But in those 10 cases, all the participants, the alleged wrongdoers, are still working in these facilities, or be as it may.
My God. He's gone now, though. He's gone now, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they did terminate him 3 weeks ago. And, you know, it's not uncommon, because the other thing is you file a lawsuit, there's about a year's period where they try to settle them. It's evaluated by the courts whether it's frivolous to dismiss on that. So that's not uncommon that it would take that period in the court. However, once it moves into the discovery stage, you start having depositions, as Rob Pierce will tell you. All that information, the testimony first is under oath, which means that can revert to any other criminal matter or whatever. It can generate other lawsuits from the information that's created from those depositions. So that explains the time period and, truthfully, how they have to react.
Bob Garvin, my brother, truth to power. Thanks, my man.
Have a good day, Marty.
It's unbelievable. The guy was on the job for at least a year and 4 months after his wife said, you know, my husband's a drug addict and he's killing patients. Can you imagine? From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
Oh, what's up, Marty, is we have the big warning about the big closure and some of the pre-work that's going to be happening as it relates to the Parkway East and the Commercial Street Bridge project, which is coming our way on Friday at 10 p.m. So between now and then, the crews will be busy getting things ready every evening between 9 p.m. and 5 the following morning through Thursday night. The Parkway East is going to get a single-lane closure in each direction between Edgewood, Swissvale, and Churchill for prep work. And also around 9 tonight, some long-term lane closures will be put into place as they start to build out the detour routes. So round the clock on Route 30 Ardmore Boulevard, you'll find a single lane in each direction between Morrow and Brinton Roads. And Boulevard of the Allies gets a pinch between McDevitt Place and the slip ramp from 5th Avenue, and there'll be more to come as the week goes on. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What makes Tootie Mechanical special? It's service, man. We had a faucet in the bathroom that just wouldn't work. It was flat out busted. 2 plumbers couldn't fix it until Tootie arrived, his people. Fix it in an hour, no new parts, and a minimal service charge. It's an amazing company. HVAC experts, plumbing experts, trained by the man himself, Bob Tootie. Tootie Mechanical, 412-771-4100, the best.
Pittsburgh, Larry Richard here. Let's go to Paris to cheer on the black and gold. I have your golden ticket through AAA October 21st through the 26th. We're taking over the City of Light. Round-trip flights, a luxury Marriott stay, game tickets, and an epic black and gold kickoff party. Double occupancy packages starting at $7,199. Space is extremely limited. Call 800-354-8761 or visit your local AAA branch now. Here we go to Paris with AAA Travel.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves. or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman's stainless steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life. Your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Spring, it is here, and it comes with heavy rain, high winds, storm damage. A damaged roof or fallen trees, they can quickly lead to water getting inside your home or business. The longer it sits, the worse it gets. ServiceMaster Greater Pittsburgh, ready to go 24/7, 365. They'll respond to that emergency. Do not wait. Demand the yellow van. Call 412-RECOVER, the best call to make in a terrible situation.
Demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. The Trump accounts launched today with BNY serving as financial agent, managing the national infrastructure for the program aimed at expanding long-term investing opportunities for future generations. Eligible children born between January 1st of 2025 and December 31st of 2028 begin receiving their $1,000 contributions from the U.S. Treasury Department starting July 6th. BNY was tapped to manage the initial accounts of the Trump Accounts program to help develop the new app, a secure, user-friendly platform that will enable families to easily access and manage their accounts as part of the government's saving program for children. Also, the U.S. Department of Energy announced that Consol Innovations was selected as part of a $75 million effort for rare earth mineral production projects. Canonsburg-based Consol Innovations is a subsidiary of Core Natural Resources, one of the nation's largest independent coal producers. Core is the successor company of Consol Energy, which was formed after Consol Energy merged with St. Louis-based Arch Resources in early 2025. The announcement came from the Department of Energy's Office of Critical Minerals and Energy Innovation, which said it's launching a $75 million effort for companies to develop pilot-scale facilities for the production of rare earth elements and other critical minerals. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Horrible 98-degree weather? Are you cool with it? You hate it? What do you do? You stay inside? What?
You are talking to the wrong person because I love it.
You do?
I do. I don't like the winter. I'm living in the wrong place, right? I don't like cold, but the summer is my time of year.
Oh, man, I, as you know, work out quite a bit.
Oh, no,
and,
not in this temperature.
When it gets this hot, I have, on many occasions, put my bike, the Peloton bike, outside.
Yes.
But because I nearly died a couple weeks ago, I've been told I'm not allowed to for a while. And if I want to kill myself, it's going to be under different circumstances. You can probably understand.
Right, but you have to be careful, too, because of the humidity and whatnot.
That's what I like. Our West Coast correspondent, kind of West Coast, Phoenix, Mr. Patrick. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys.
What was, is that a real pic or a fake pic behind your head?
It's a real pic, but it's not live.
That's beautiful. Okay, so I saw your wife.
It's nice, isn't it?
Sunbathing with a rat on her chest yesterday, and I assumed that rat was one of those ugly-ass dogs. Two things. What was the temperature yesterday when your wonderful wife, Beth, was in the pool in Phoenix?
It was 105 when we were in the pool.
Damn. And
little warm.
And what did you tell me this morning? What's it getting up to this week in Phoenix?
116, I believe, is the high on Thursday.
116. Trevin?
116.
Trevin, that's too much for me, brother. 116, bro. It's time to pack it in.
Yeah. I don't even know. I've never experienced that, so I wouldn't even know what that's like. I think, as Patrick would point out, it's the humidity that would be the key in that, correct or no?
116 sucks. Come on, man.
116 is hot.
Okay, so it sucks.
It's worse if it's 100. When it's 100 degrees and it's 98% humidity. That's
that's not unbearable.
Insufferable.
Hey, Patrick, I'm so curious about this change for you. How do you adapt in terms of outside work, inside work? How do you adapt, sir, in that kind of heat, and the rest of your neighbors and that sort of thing?
Honestly, it hasn't been too bad for me.
Yeah.
I grew up in the South where I'm used to heat and humidity. So, for me, it's really not that bad.
You're lying. He's lying.
But you have to be
Trevin,
smart regardless. You got to make sure you stay hydrated. You can't stay out in the sun too long. I've been in Birmingham, Alabama when it's
I didn't see you flopping around that pool. Come on. I don't see you flopping around that pool. I don't see you hiking in those mountains. Come on, man. You're sitting on the couch.
In this weather, no, you do not do that hiking. If you're going to do those walks and those hikes, you're going to do it when the sun comes up and it's still, 75 degrees outside, which is what it is in the mornings.
How does your son manage it, the heat?
Same way. He's learning now. He's not used to it as much like I am, but he's getting there.
And Patrick, your neighbors, and you said a lot of folks do stuff before the sun comes up. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they get up. They're up early. It's crack of dawn. So when I get up at 4:30 now, because we're 3 hours behind Pittsburgh. So when I get up at 4:30, if I pop outside, because I let the dogs out, I'll see neighbors walking their dogs 4:30, 5 o'clock.
And Patrick,
they'll get out and they'll do their runs and their hikes.
So we're in early July, brother. How hot? I mean, you probably know this scale. How hot does it get, sir, on the high end?
On the high end here, it's going to be 116 on Thursday. The normal around this time of year, it's sometimes 5 or 10 degrees less than that, but it's typically like 102, 105, somewhere in there.
Does it ever cross 130?
So I've never seen it there. I don't know that they have here. Wow. I think their record last year was 119 at the same time last year.
So you're approaching that this week.
Yeah, we're getting close. I did have an air conditioning unit that went down yesterday. That was fun.
How does your wife manage it? Is she cool with it? Is she managing it? How is it?
Knock on wood, she's good with it too. She's been out here, visiting for a long time.
You're right.
And she's been out here when it's 110 degrees, on girls' trip vacations.
How about the dogs, the little rats? How do they manage it?
They're doing better than I thought they would too. They mainly stay inside. So it's not really a big thing for them.
I don't know about
but it's good. So we've been acclimating pretty well to it.
Okay. I'm going to have to come out because I don't believe you. I think you're full of crap. I think it sucks. I think it's time to come home. Get a dose of reality and come on back. We'll be right back.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Did you know that the only cause of mesothelioma is exposure to asbestos? Did you know that many local area tradesmen were exposed to asbestos and didn't even know it? The sad reality is asbestos-related diseases are often fatal, yet entirely preventable. Pittsburgh-based Goldberg, Persky, and White understands the complexities of asbestos exposure and are dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve. GPW can't change the past, but we'll work to transform your future. Call 1-800-COMPLEX to learn more.
When summer heat hits, the right replacement windows will help your home feel more comfortable. At PJ Fitzpatrick, you get American-made, energy-efficient windows that are beautiful, affordable, and built to last. That's PJ Fitzpatrick, backed by 45 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a lifetime materials and labor guarantee. Schedule your free design consultation at trustpj.com. That's trustpj.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 78 and mostly cloudy at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, 45 years of experience and thousands of 5-star reviews. After some areas saw record rainfall Sunday, a flood watch is now in effect through 11 p.m. with more heavy rain in the forecast. Chris Leonardi with the National Weather Service says areas north of the city saw up to 2.5 inches of rain, with even more further to the north.
The really heaviest rain was up to North Butler, Armstrong, Indiana counties. We got some isolated totals, probably over 3 inches, especially as you get towards the northern parts of Armstrong and Clarion.
On the Big K Morning Show, Leonardi said the silver lining from yesterday's rain was the end of an excessive heat wave. American law enforcement is trying to wrap its arms around the nationwide phenomenon of teen takeovers. And there was another takeover in East Liberty over the weekend. Pittsburgh Police Chief Jason Lando says he's looking for a solution, but he also told KDKA's Marty Griffin policing alone can't solve the problem.
We got to find things for these kids to do that are positive. We have to hold these kids accountable in the court system when they break the law. It just can't be the officers out there chasing these kids around all the time.
And on a positive note, Chief Lando said this was the best 4th of July in downtown Pittsburgh in 5 years, with no injuries and no large fights. A 64-page report on the 2024 attempted assassination of President Trump in Butler finds the Secret Service missed several opportunities to stop the shooting. Here's News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado.
The June 30th report by the Department of Homeland Security Office of Inspector General determined the Secret Service dropped the ball in several ways. That includes detecting Thomas Crook's drone that he used to view the campaign event stage, failing to alert then candidate Trump's protective detail that Crooks had a rangefinder and a gun and had climbed onto the American Glass Research Building, and that despite their concerns, it didn't block the line of sight from that building. Also, that it didn't share intelligence with its local field office about insufficient personnel and left the perimeter unsecured. The report includes 7 recommendations which the Secret Service agrees with, including establishing policies for sharing intelligence information with field offices. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
A Fayette County man is charged with attempted homicide following a recent vehicle incident in Luzerne Township. The DA's office says 39-year-old Richard Vernon followed a man to his home and fired multiple shots, nearly striking a woman inside. Investigators say the man who was targeted fired back in self-defense and will not be charged. Neither man was wounded. Vernon is prohibited, by the way, from possessing firearms, they say. At this hour on Wall Street, the Dow is down 49 points at 52,850. The S&P is ahead 52 points, and the NASDAQ is up 351. KDKA Sports. FIFA's decision to clear Team USA's top scorer is drawing criticism from opponents competing for the World Cup. Valerian Balogun, who was given a 1-game suspension, will now play against Belgium. Here's Norway's head coach reacting to that decision.
It's a bad decision. Not good for the sport.
The suspension was reportedly lifted following a conversation between FIFA's leadership and President Donald Trump. However, Belgium has reportedly now been granted the right to appeal that decision. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:04 at 75. Skies are mostly cloudy in Pittsburgh. AccuWeather's forecast is next.
So, at Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, they help people move with less pain and more confidence. I've seen it. In fact, Physical has helped Pittsburgh get back on its feet with confidence through personalized one-to-one physical therapy and advanced balance treatment. It's amazing. The therapists use leading technology and customized care plans focus on balance, neuropathy, and pain relief. You get back to doing the things you love safely and confidently. Call Monroeville Physical, 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
I'm pediatric allergist Dr. Carla Davis. If your child has asthma, let's take a breath together and talk about it. Does your child need to use a quick relief inhaler or a breathing treatment more than twice a week to treat asthma? Has your child repeatedly awakened at night due to coughing, wheezing, or shortness of breath? Have you taken your child to the emergency room, urgent care, or hospital for asthma symptoms? Has your child missed school because of asthma? If you said yes to any of these questions, it's time to talk to an allergy and asthma specialist like me, who understands how difficult and frustrating it is to see your child struggle with asthma every single day. The good news is there are new ways and new medications to help you and your child take control of asthma and live an active life. If you feel your child's asthma is not under control, go to controlyourasthma.org.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Variable clouds and humid this afternoon. We'll have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm into the evening. That can bring flash flooding and damaging winds. High 83. Clouds break for tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zier, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Amazon Business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I'm fascinated by real estate, always have been. I'm a bit disheartened and a tad alarmed about some of the things I've seen and some of the numbers. Let me throw a couple at you, then I want to talk to my man who knows this stuff better than anyone I know. According to the Wall Street Journal, for the first time in history, almost half, check this out, almost half of 30-year-olds are living at home. Half. Why? Can't afford a house. Can't afford a house. Meantime, in the Pittsburgh region, and this includes my neighborhood where it's insane what's happened to the cost of housing. More $1 million plus homes sold than any time ever. Ever. And two more things, then I got to get my man. The home that I grew up in, Noble Street, Shadyside. Now again, things change, and it's had a little work, but not a ton. My parents bought it for about $8,000 in Shadyside. About 100 yards from Shadyside Hospital. I call it Groovy Side. That house right now is $850,000. And one more story. Stone Harbor, New Jersey. We used to stay at this house on the bay in Stone Harbor. If you're familiar with Stone Harbor, it's wonderful. That house was $500 a week when I was a boy. So what? 50 years ago? Yes. That house is gone. A new house is there. It's $13.5 million. And one more story before I get to Dennis, who's the man. About 5 million Americans sitting on the sidelines trying to get a house, trying to afford a house, hoping to get a house. Dennis Sestra Jr., my man with Howard Hanna. How are you, sir?
Marty, thanks for having me. How are you?
I love you, man. I love the business. I love your business. I'm fascinated by it. There's this crazy, crazy time we're living in. Extremes, I would call it. Wouldn't you, sir, in terms of prices?
Well, I mean, from a national standpoint, and I just heard what you quoted there, you know, fortunately, in Western Pennsylvania, we still have somewhat affordability. You know, year to date, 42% of our market on houses sold was between $200,000 and $400,000. And yeah, you know, some people look at it, prices are appreciating. People are getting priced out of the market. Like there have been, you know, more than an increase of 125%. Homes over 2 million have sold this year versus last year. But that's less than a quarter of 1% of the overall market in Western Pennsylvania. And every time one of those houses sells, 3 to 4 other houses get listed for somebody else to buy. So that opens up inventory. But like we talked about before, and I saw the news, you know, last week, you know, the project in Larimore, you know, we just need more. We need more new construction. We need more new investment when it comes to owner-occupied property. And I know that's the business I'm in. But when you talk about affordability, if you want something to be more affordable, you need more supply. And I think there are some things that are in process and being done that is going to help that. It's not going to be alleviated in a year or 18 months or 2 years, but, you know, and I wish it could be. It's not great to say to somebody who, you know, maybe lost out on their last 3 offers or whatever it is, but it is coming. And there are properties out there. You know, there are properties out there for purchase. Like you look at Ross Township, you look at Dormont, you know, there are, you know, double-digit houses right now under 300, between 200,000 to 300,000, you know, for somebody to buy. So there's a market there.
I love you, and you're the man. And I grew up here, and I know this town, using Dormont as an example, because I love Dormont. Love it.
I know. Whenever I say Dormont, I always pique your interest. I know that.
But hold on, my man. You're saying 300, because I've seen Dormont in the prices. For a young couple to pay for a $300,000 house, they got to make about $150,000. The median income in Allegheny County is under $80,000. So my thing is, to your point, at some point, my man, someone has to come up with a plan that allows middle-class young folks to get the hell out of mom's basement or dad's basement and get in a house, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there were great plans, or some great grant programs, and there still are, that help people, whether that's a second on their primary mortgage, whether it's a grant towards down payment assistance or closing costs. It needs to be things like that that help people get into their first residence.
You know, man.
You know, even on a national stage, you could do something like that. Like there was a big housing bill, you know, it's before, I think, back to Congress right now. But, you know, where that money is going towards, you know, not tax breaks for people that are building huge apartment complexes, but for your person that's buying that owner-occupied property.
I agree.
That would help.
My man, there was a piece in last week in the New York Times, an affordability index. Affordability for a family to live comfortably in Pittsburgh, $240,000 a year. My point is, and my man, I meet these people all the time because I'm out in the streets, just like you are, man. You know this place so well. There are so many middle-class folks who feel left out of housing. And I know you feel this, don't you?
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
You know, but still to this day, I wish I had a silver bullet answer for you on that one.
I agree.
When it comes to attainable housing, we still have a very strong market for that. And I know it sounds convoluted, but I think you actually see that with more and more, properties over $1 million selling $2 million, because it does open up, like I said earlier at the beginning, it does open up, more houses for somebody to go in and buy. So it's actually a healthy thing for the market. It's gonna unlock some houses for some people that, like you said, are living in their parents' basement or whatever, feel like, they bought a house maybe 5-6 years ago and feel like they can't move because, interest rates have gone up and prices haven't stopped appreciating, that they're going to be able to have access to,
There are about 6 million Americans who can't get in a house right now. It's so weird, man. My niece and my nephews, a bunch of them live in New York. That is such a bizarre place. There's a young man in Manhattan in a one-bedroom spending $9,000 a month. My nephew is in Brooklyn, spends $6,000 a month. This is bizarre stuff. And at that pace, unless they move, they'll never own a home. And that's frustrating, isn't it?
I mean, it's frustrating for that person. We have a business there. I would say, hey, that can be a good thing for cities like Pittsburgh, regions like Western Pennsylvania.
I agree.
In other markets like it. And we do see whether it's a boomerang effect or where it's people transplanting back here. And, I think that can actually work in our favor, at least regionally. We got to have the jobs that, are attractive to people and those income levels that attract them in. But, when you talk about affordability overall, comparatively to a city like New York City, we're off the charts affordable.
It's unbelievable. Dennis Sesser Jr., Howard Hanna Real Estate. For example, to his point, this is bizarre. I never thought I'd say this. The median price for a home in America is $440,000, which is sick. And in Pittsburgh, it's about half that. So to your point, you may not be able to find your dream home here, but you can at least find options here, whereas elsewhere you don't have a shot. And that's why it's kind of scary to hear, isn't it, Dennis, that about half of 30-year-olds are living in mom's basement? It's never happened before, my man. Never.
Yeah, I mean, and you can build into that dream house, right? Like, I mean, you buy your first one. Nice thing about Western, I think we clipped off another 6% in appreciation so far this year. You live there for a few years, you build up your equity, and then you can move into that next house. I agree. That is a great thing about this region is still, when you look at, on a national stage, we still have that attainable housing numbers where people can buy.
My friend, Hadi Hanna, who I love to death, a great, great man. What's scary, Dennis, is that we've had this conversation for 2.5 decades about more affordable new housing in Western PA. Why? Because I lived in Dallas and L.A. Heck, New York City built 40,000 new homes this year. Texas, don't even get me on Dallas. They built like 25,000 new homes just in Plano and north of Plano, Texas. Why is it so hard here, my man? Why?
Well, hey, one good thing, though, I will say is we have 12% more on the market now than we did last year at this time. Okay.
Nice.
So, there is more inventory, at least more options.
Nice.
Not that there aren't bidding battles and things like that. That's great for sellers, too. But there are more options out there. I think it comes down to, does the region as a whole and the stakeholders in the region, do they want that development? And people in the past have. I would say now more than ever, you see folks that are those stakeholders, are the people that are in positions of power that want it and have made it an important part of their platform, which I think is great for, not just the city of Pittsburgh, but the region in general.
Dennis Sesser Jr., the best. Howard Hanna Real Estate. I love you guys. You do a hell of a job, man. Appreciate you, man.
Marty, I appreciate it. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
My dream is his dream, to allow young people to have enough money to buy a home and get started, as he suggests. My niece was at our house last night for dinner, and she's a brilliant young lady, Anna Tresser. And she looked me in the eye and said, Uncle Marty, my friends, none of us ever think about owning a home. We just can't. And I hate to hear that.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
So my man Carlos from Greater Pitt Tree Service takes a massive tree off an elderly woman's house for free. Why? Because he gives a damn. He's the best there is. They have the best equipment, the best staffing, the best pricing. They do the job right every single time. Greater Pitt Tree Service. Carlos is out there right now, cutting trees. 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE. Call him.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Between the daily demands of work, family needs, running a household, and more, you deserve some real relief at the end of the day. At the Original Mattress Factory, we have a wide variety of mattresses that are built to provide the ultimate in comfort and relief when you need it most. Mattresses that are hand-built locally using high-quality materials. Mattresses that are sold factory direct to offer you a great value. Mattresses that are designed to provide real relief to real people like you. Visit an Original Mattress Factory location today and get the rest you deserve tonight.
Are you ready to take a walk on the wild side and have some family fun? Get to Living Treasures Animal Park in the Laurel Highlands. Living Treasures has animals from all over the world. With over 300 animals you and the family will love. Their concession stand is now open weekends for family fun. Stay at the Log Cabin Suites with up to 6 bedrooms available. Plan your staycation today at funanddonegal.com. Living Treasures Animal Park of the Laurel Highlands, where animals are loved.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Kind of a weird dynamic happening in real estate that's never happened before. Let me grab Trevin, because I ask him this all the time, because he's right there in the middle of all this with his wonderful wife, Kiki. There's this massive population of Americans that's never, ever, ever, ever been in a situation where they can't find a house. Is that accurate to say that it's very, very difficult to find an affordable house, Trevin, right?
I would say so, yes.
Yeah.
And again, Marty, and I'm quite sure when you've asked me this, I repeat myself.
Yeah.
But it's when the job market and the housing markets aren't matching up. Like what you're getting paid for a job.
Great point.
And you can't afford what they're asking for a house. So, and I know I'm not alone.
No.
So it's just that's not matching up. So, you know, we've had these topics and stories about the minimum wage, raising that, and those types of things. And I can see where that there's credence to that, because the housing market and the job market are not in sync any way, shape, or form.
Well, there's a couple being profiled in the Wall Street Journal today. They make $120,000. They can't buy a house anywhere. Anywhere.
That is unbelievable to me. That much money and you can't buy. That does not make sense.
If you're in California, screw it. And that's where they're at. I mean, screw it. They just can't. Ever.
And then I wonder, with Patrick being in Arizona, I'm being in Phoenix now, like, what is that like? Does it look any better there than it does here when he left the East Coast?
Hold on. Do we have him?
Patrick's there. He's there.
So, my man.
Yeah, so.
Give us the median.
No,
to be fair, hold on. Give us the median price where you're living right now. Is it 800 plus thousand? Am I being fair?
No, it's actually it's closer to Pittsburgh now than it was.
Not your neighborhood.
It depends what area. If you're looking like in Scottsdale, you're looking at an average of like 800,000.
Wow.
That's average.
Hold on,
and that's
hold on.
for
It's kind of shocking, though, isn't it, to say that, brother? Isn't it? It's a big-ass number.
Oh, it's extremely shocking.
Yeah.
Imagine looking at the houses and going, wait, this is what you get for 800,000?
Hold on. Patrick, how many
I'm
houses?
talking about like a 1,500 square foot ranch home for 800,000.
How many houses did you look at when you went out there?
I saw 26 homes in 3 days.
How many were approaching $1 million?
Most of them.
And how many?
The lowest one we looked at was 850.
And by the way, they're both blessed. They work their asses off and they deserve it. That's great. Patrick, in your vision of $1 million home growing up, how many of those homes in your mind were that $1 million home you thought of growing up?
No, none.
None.
No, growing up, when you thought of $1 million home, you thought of, like Falcon Crest.
Yes.
The big sprawling estates.
Hey, Patrick, did you hear that number that about half of 30-year-olds are living with their parents? That's unsettling to
I
me.
completely believe it.
Right? But that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah. It really is sad. And, that's in lieu of renting a place.
Yes.
I mean, I get saving money to buy a home, but at some point you do have to, get out and live on your own.
Hey, I love Dennis Sestra with Howard Hanna, and there are affordability issues in certain neighborhoods, but using the neighborhood you left in Aspinwall, when you moved in there, you could get a house for what, sir? For what?
130, 150?
No. Seriously?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there were homes, they needed work. They needed lots of love, but you could have found a home in there for 150. This was about 10 years ago.
And today, what? How much?
350 plus.
No.
Yeah, it's doubled.
Trevin.
I give up, man.
Hold on. A lot of Americans have given up, haven't they, Patrick?
They have. Look just down from Aspinwall, Sharpsburg. Homes over there used to average what, $30,000, $40,000.
True.
Now they're pushing 115 plus. There are still some that need a lot of work that are going to be a lot less. But if you want one that's move-in ready and ready to rock and roll and has updates, you're looking at more than 150.
And to Dennis's point, a young couple has to settle and buy a home in that environment and then just upgrade as you do better in life, right? Or just give up.
Exactly. I mean, that is why they call them starter homes.
True, sir. It's fascinating.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Easy Cater, the workplace food platform, makes it easy to order food for all your workplace needs.
From favorite restaurants, don't forget that.
Who are you?
Tina. I'm Tina. I use Easy Cater at my job.
Well, I am the voice of Easy Cater. Don't you have work to do?
Not as much now that Easy Cater saves me all that time ordering food for the office, with great options for any group size or budget, all on one platform. Just trying to spread the word.
Fine, let's do the last bit together. Easy Cater, it's all the food for your workplace.
All in one place. Start an order at easycater.com.
Oh, you're not terrible.
I love a girls' weekend, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
You can usually find me in the kitchen, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm still in the mix with Skyrizi to treat my joint symptoms.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe at 4 months.
Or if you're an adult with active psoriatic psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Mostly cloudy and 82 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Pittsburgh Chief of Police is reacting to another teen takeover over the holiday weekend. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
Around midnight on July 4th, police cleared a disorderly crowd of around 150 juveniles in East Liberty. Police Chief Jason Lando told KDK's Marty Griffin these takeovers are a national problem.
I meet and discuss regularly with chiefs across the country, and every city, major and not so major cities, are dealing with this. And we're trying to get a grip on this. I think one of the things that we all share, all the chiefs talking, is that this cannot just be a law enforcement problem.
Some community leaders recently announced an upcoming health, wellness, and safety street team to engage youth and de-escalate potential conflicts. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
A flood watch is in effect today through 11 p.m. The National Weather Service says slow-moving thunderstorms may produce heavy rain, which could result in flash flooding on saturated ground. The governor and the other state officials providing an update on storm damage around Pennsylvania. We have more from News Radio KDK's David Ballarado.
As of their lunchtime news conference, state officials said Pennsylvania had 200 road closures due to the storms, and 75 of them are still closed. PennDOT Secretary Mike Carroll says of special concern are two bridges in Armstrong County.
One looks like, from a visual inspection, the wing wall may have been damaged as a result of the rising waters, so our folks will have a clearer understanding of the repairs that will be necessary for the two Salem Road bridges in Armstrong County.
FEMA Director Randy Padfield urged those with damaged homes and cars to begin documenting it, though adding the extent of the storm may not yet meet federal thresholds for assistance. Governor Shapiro said he's grateful to the state workers who left their families behind on the holiday weekend to follow the storms. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 58 points, and NASDAQ up 371, the S&P 500 up 54 points. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32. Our next update will be at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander and the voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio, KDKA.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, I hear this all the time, and folks get scared about their debt. If you're struggling with your debt, give my friends at Harold, Shepley & Associates a call. Right, Harold?
Absolutely. We have offices throughout Pennsylvania, but you never need to come into the office. It's always a free consultation, and there's no travel required, so there's no reason to pick up the phone and not give us a call.
And don't hide from it.
Yeah, there's no reason to be ashamed. You want to get back on your feet, and you need some help.
Check them out, ShepleyLaw.com.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned, starting at just $129, and get your air ducts cleaned for $5.99 per unit. Book online at ZeroResPGH.com and take advantage of the savings today.
Hey, folks, appliances are big purchases. Mistakes can quickly become expensive. That's why I recommend Voss TV and Appliance. Family-owned since 1960. Pittsburghers have trusted Voss for decades because they do right by people. The Voss family and their entire team are experts who know appliances and TVs inside and out and provide helpful advice. Before, during, and after your purchase, shop Voss's South Hill showroom. Go to VossTV.com or call 412-650-VOSS. Voss TV and Appliance. The lowest prices, guaranteed.
Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
We went to a gorgeous high school graduation party. They had beautiful custom cakes, beautiful custom cookies, all handmade, all bespoke, all of it special order from Oakmont Bakery. Now's the time to do that. And this is the place to do that. They're ready to make your perfect cake. OakmontBakery.com for trendy designs. Check it out. Delicious.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Yeah! Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
A couple of showers and a thunderstorm this afternoon into this evening can bring flash flooding and damaging winds. It'll be humid with variable clouds and a high of 83. Low 69 as clouds break tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Why would you ask a financial advisor permission to spend your own retirement money? There's something wrong with this system. Tune in for a different kind of retirement show with Greg Ayler, now at a new time, Saturdays at 5 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
I always use Trevin as an example because he works his ass off and so does his wife. And between them, probably have, is it fair to say 6 jobs? Is that fair? Huh? Roughly?
It's close. Yeah.
Right? No, and I use them because I love them, and all they want is a house. And what I find desperately, tragically sad about middle-class Americans, whether it's to find a beach house in New Jersey, and I use Stone Harbor, New Jersey as an example because I spent the first 15 years of my life at that beach. And this is a true story. My parents loaded us in our car with $50 and a ham, and we stayed there. My father and mother had a place in Stone Harbor, New Jersey for $500 for the week. And they had a ham and $50. And we were cool. Folks, I am not exaggerating. If I took my family to dinner at about half of the restaurants in Stone Harbor today, that dinner would be $500. It's just... So my point is, the middle class has been pushed out. And Trevin and Kiki have been pushed out. And 30%, half of the 30-year-olds are living in mom and dad's basement, not because they love mom and dad, because they've been pushed out. And that ain't right. The house I lived in Shadyside, grew up in, my parents paid $8,000 for, fine. Different time and place. Right now, that house in Groovy Side, Noble Street, $950,000. My boy Timbo, the house that I grew up in is now $950,000. It's crazy. And my point is that this is not right. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Marty. Just thought you'd like to hear from this. I'm a mortgage loan officer for a major bank in Pittsburgh, and I've been in the business since 1997.
I love this.
Just focus on Pittsburgh and the 6-county metro area. I'll submit to you that if a borrower is properly qualified, that doesn't mean you make a lot of money and you say they got maybe a 620 credit score and they're not overburdened with that.
Hold on, combined income. Give me the combined income.
Oh, well, okay, I'll give you 2 examples. I closed a deal last week. Girl bought her first home in Kennedy Township, $235,000.
Okay.
She makes, as an accountant, $4,000 a year, has very little debt, 700 credit score. She bought a $235,000 house. We structured it such that all in, $7,000.
Hold on, my man. What did you say she makes in a year?
$48,000 a year.
Come on,
man. All in, $7,000.
Well, that's an anomaly. Come on, man.
No, well, here's another one. I have a nurse buying a home in Plumboro, closing later this month. She's got a great credit score, modicum of debt. She only makes $4,000 a month. All in, she's buying the house for $8,000.
So hold on. So by the way, the lesson here, and I love this call, is that there is hope if you have good credit and if you don't want your dream home.
Not even good credit. Here's the thing: you can't have champagne dreams right off the bat.
I'm not saying that. Hold on, stop, because I don't want people to think that that's true. I tell you, my man, and I challenge you, a nice neighborhood in Pittsburgh. So you can't afford Shadyside, you can't afford Regent Square, you can't afford Squirrel Hill, you can't afford.
Amen. Yeah, I got it.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all
nothing
I'm saying.
Wrong if you want to be in the city. There's nothing wrong with Beachview. There's nothing wrong with Brookline. There's nothing wrong with Brighton Heights. And all those.
I don't know what nothing wrong means, but there's some sketch in everything you just described.
I've lived on the same house on Brighton Road in Brighton Heights for 36 years.
Oh man, do you want me to pull up the test scores for the schools there or the crime statistics? Because I can.
Well, no. So if you need a great school district and you want to buy a house, guess where you go? Ross Township.
Nice.
Westview.
It's actually true.
Bellevue.
It's true.
Avalon.
So your point is, and I love this call, the point is don't give up.
No, and the other thing, too, is not everyone's meant to buy a house.
I know that, my man, but hold on. With half of 30-year-olds living in their parents' basement, there are some people that are meant to but can't. A lot more than ever before. It's never happened like this.
If they've got a job and they've got a modicum of debt and they've got a 620 credit score.
Not too bad.
Then there's no reason that they can't buy a house for $200,000, and if they've got $8,000, they can buy it. Mommy and Daddy can give them the $8,000. All I'm saying is that if you have the proper realtor and you have the proper lender,
you're not a snob.
Anything's possible.
All right, hold on. I gotta put you on hold.
I see it.
Hold on.
I live it every day, my man.
I got to put you on hold. I got to get your information. I love you. I want to use you again, okay? You're the best. Can you hang? Hold on.
Yep.
Thanks, Trevor. Grab that for me, please, brother. I love him. I need someone like him. Oh, no, I just hung up on him. Call back, sir. Pastor Hogan, good morning. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm well, Marty. How are you?
You heard the banker. Is he right?
You can find houses in Pittsburgh, but you got to live, like you said, where it's sketch. If you don't have a lot of money and good credit, that's just the reality.
It's the truth, isn't it?
It is, and I just saw a New York Post article this morning that the Fed said that housing prices are up 30% higher because of the last federal administration's immigration policy that's flooding the country with millions of people with no plan to house them, force the housing prices to go up.
You're a classic example. You can't move, can you?
No, we've been looking. There's nothing that we want that we can get right now. We're not looking to, live in a six bathroom mansion or anything. We're just looking to get out of a place where there's bullet holes in my house. And
True.
Unfortunately, we've been there 21 years, and it's gone up about $50,000 in its assessment. But that's, the market in the neighboring communities is $100,000 plus beyond that. So,
So, my theory that the middle class has been pushed further and further outside of the circle is accurate, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a weird dynamic, especially, doing the kind of work I do. I know people that are stone poor that live way better than people that are busting their tail and living in the $60,000 range with their household income, because the people that are making $60,000, they can't run their air conditioning all day long when it's 100 degrees outside, and they don't have somebody to come fix everything for free or cut their grass for free. But the rest of the people in the neighborhood that I live in, not on the privately owned home side, but on the townhouse side, government takes care of all that. And so they live, they've got their air conditioning set at 60 degrees on a 100-degree day, and the folks that are going out and busting their hump to bring in what they get are coming home and turning on their air conditioning, and then it's fighting for 3 hours to bring it down to a decent temperature inside the house.
And so,
after it's baked all day.
I like that the loan officer came up with a couple examples of people making $48,000 that are buying homes, but throw in a car payment, insurance, and food. And my man, they're flat ass broke and barely making it, right?
Yeah, and people have to be wise. When I moved out of San Diego County in 2005. Before we left there, I got an offer from a bank to give me, I was making $48,000 a year at that point, to give me a loan, a guaranteed loan of $485,000. And I called them and said, "Are you insane? Why on earth would you offer somebody who's making a tenth of the amount that you want to loan them that kind of a guaranteed loan?" And they said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Everybody's doing this. They're going a little bit underwater on the houses, but we can finagle the finances." Blah blah blah. I said, "No, not with me. You ain't." No, man. And then 3 years later, the housing market collapsed because of those shenanigans.
Hey, my man, I had an attorney on this morning. He represents a woman who pulled her kids from Stowe Rocks High School and moved them to Moon. And they won't let them play sports because they say Stowe Rocks was fine. And I pulled up the test scores. Proficiency in math in Stowe Rocks is 4%. In Mount Lebanon, it's 94%. Why the hell, if you can, why would anyone keep their kid in those schools out there that are right down the street from your house?
The craziest thing to me is that so many of the people in these communities that have these schools like this are vehemently opposed to charter schools. Wow. They've bought this thing about how, they're taking money away from the elementary school. But if you can't provide some other option for that school district, then close the school district and send everybody to Moon.
Right on.
Send everybody to North Allegheny.
Today, sir.
Don't say your option is your kid is going to be handed a diploma, walk out into the workforce, and not be able to do math or read.
Hold on.
That's insane.
To his point, this is actually bizarre, and I'm so glad I have him here because I love him. And I know Patrick's listening because Patrick knows this is true. So they got 4% proficient in math, and they graduate 80% of their students. Huh? That doesn't add up, brother. That doesn't add up, brother.
No doubt. I think I've told you before, we had a kid that didn't go for the last year and a half of high school, and they called her in March and said, "Are you going to walk in your graduation?" She said, I can't graduate because I haven't been to school in a year and a half. Right. And they said, "Oh, you're getting a diploma. We just need to know if you're getting a cap and gown or not."
That should be illegal.
So she went and walked in her graduation. Hadn't been to school since her junior year.
That should be illegal, sir.
About halfway through. It should not only be illegal. The people that devise a system where they reward that kind of effort with money. That's what it's about. Right, the more diplomas you hand out, the more money you get. Right. They should all be fired out of education because educators should care about kids getting education.
Pastor James Hogan, my brother. Thank you, my man.
Yep. Have a wonderful day.
There's no one greater.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
At Perry Calder, the law firm, yeah, they use AI. Attorney intelligence. Folks, they have doctors on staff to investigate their medical malpractice cases and their product liability cases. They've won some of the biggest awards in Pennsylvania. It's a commitment to excellence, a commitment to winning at Perry Calder. 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200. Hey, folks, Marty Griffin. I love this company, MediConnect. You know why? Medicare is complicated. How and when do I sign up? How do I avoid penalties? What's it cost? MediConnect is the largest healthcare advisory firm in Western PA, and they get it. Don't make a mistake that could cost you in the future. MediConnect is the real deal. Service, advice doesn't cost you a penny. Let them help select the best Medicare option. Check them out. 888-818-6334. MediConnect.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page, or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Pittsburgh Regional Transit is now hiring full-time bus drivers. It's a great place to accelerate your career. We offer great pay and terrific benefits like health care, paid vacation time, dental, vision, and more. We're even offering a starting bonus for those who qualify. Call 412-566-5162 to pre-register for our upcoming hiring event on May 15th, 2026. Candidates may receive an offer that same day. Go to rideprt.org/careers to learn more. PRT is an equal opportunity employer.
In ICU at UPMC, there were 5 doctors in there in the first hour I was there, and nurses 24/7, and they saved my life again. No disrespect for outside the state medical coverage, but it's not close. It doesn't even begin to describe the treatment I received at UPMC. There isn't a person in there, from the person who wheels you down to the CAT scan to the MRI, that doesn't want you to live and thrive, and they did it again for me at UPMC. The best health care in the world. Life-saving, literally. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. President Trump today said that Sikorsky, the maker of Marine One Nighthawk helicopters, will be footing the $6 billion bill for the new helipad that's already being built on the White House lawn, saying they, quote, felt a little bit guilty about their choppers burning the grass. On Wall Street, a rebound in shares of giant chip makers, Qualcomm, Intel, Micron, and others are lifting the markets today as buyers swoop in and buy up beaten down shares. Right now, the Dow is pretty much flat, but the NASDAQ, with all those tech stocks, up 1 1/3%. The S&P 500 up 2/3%. Oil is flat. It's just over $68 a barrel as tanker traffic increases in the Strait of Hormuz. And the New World screwworm has now been found in more than 30 animals in Texas, posing a risk to the already struggling U.S. cattle herd, the smallest in 75 years. Now the USDA is under fire for staff cuts and reorganization plans under the Trump administration. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
And I have talked to so many people. What's happened in America is there's this massive, insane amount of wealth right now. And then everyone else. So housing has exploded. Average car, $52,000. Food has exploded. First time in my life, this is no exaggeration, first time in my life, I went to Giant Eagle and bought fillets. $230 for fillets for 7 people. Never, ever happened in my life. Vacation travel. Insane. A home to rent in Stone Harbor, New Jersey that was once $500 is now $15,000. That is not an exaggeration. Gas prices, insurance, clothing, college. There is this pressure, financial pressure in America that I've never seen in my career, ever. My niece, Anna, is brilliant and will become soon a nurse anesthetist. But she said to me last night at dinner, Uncle Marty, none of my friends ever think they'll own a home. Ever. None of them. And most of them are not talking about having families. All of it related to cost. At some point, folks, this dynamic has to change. Or you have a hell of a lot of angry Americans on the outside looking in. And rich guys flying in private jets. And that ain't right.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKARadio.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms. Fins Up Pittsburgh, Saturday, July 25th. Pittsburgh Brewing Company and U.S. Steel present Mango Rita in Paradise, a Jimmy Buffett tribute concert featuring Buffett Beach and a summer party on the Allegheny River. Enjoy live music, a Mango Rita bar, food trucks, giveaways, beach vibes, and Icy Light Mango and Icy Light Berry. VIP and general admission tickets are on sale now. It's 21 and over, rain or shine. Get your tickets today at pittsburghbrewing.com/events and escape to paradise. Sponsored by Pittsburgh Brewing Company and U.S. Steel.
When it comes to your home, trust means everything. At Home Genius Exteriors, trust starts with a conversation and a free roof and attic inspection. And it's earned with every roof we install. Let our dedicated project team and certified installers give you peace of mind. Call now and get 50% off all roofing materials. Plus 0% APR and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors now at 855-U-R-GENIUS. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. See website for details.
While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup this summer, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent. The future stars who are already turning heads at age 14. Because next doesn't wait for an invitation. And neither do we. Hyundai has always moved the future within reach. We did it when we made advanced safety standard on every vehicle and engineered EVs with ultra-fast charging capability. Because the future isn't some far-off concept. It's already here. Next starts now. Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Mostly cloudy and 83 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Trust PJ.com. Police are searching for a suspect following the shootings of 4 people early Sunday in Aliquippa. Gunfire was reported just after midnight in the 200 block of Linmar Terrace. All 4 shooting victims were taken to a hospital, conditions unknown. Police are searching the shooting scene and surrounding area. They were unable to find a suspect. State police have been called in to assist with the investigation. Police in Fayette County have made an arrest in an attempted homicide. According to the DA's office, 39-year-old Richard Vernon allegedly upset over a vehicle incident, followed the victim to his home, and fired multiple shots, nearly striking a woman in the shower and endangering other homes in the area. The victim returned fire in self-defense. As such, he will not be charged in connection with this incident. Vernon is a person who is prohibited from possessing firearms in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. No injuries were reported. Pittsburgh's chief of police is reacting to another teen takeover over the holiday weekend. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has more.
Around midnight on July 4th, police cleared a disorderly crowd of around 150 juveniles in East Liberty. Police Chief Jason Lando told KDK's Marty Griffin these takeovers are a national problem.
I meet and discuss regularly with chiefs across the country, and every city, major and not so major cities, are dealing with this. And we're trying to get a grip on this. I think one of the things that we all share, all the chiefs talking, is that this cannot just be a law enforcement problem.
Some community leaders recently announced an upcoming health, wellness, and safety street team to engage youth and de-escalate potential conflicts. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
The governor and other officials providing an update on storm damage around Pennsylvania. We have more from News Radio KDK's David Colorado.
As of their lunchtime news conference, state officials said Pennsylvania had 200 road closures due to the storms, and 75 of them are still closed. PennDOT Secretary Mike Carroll says of special concern are 2 bridges in Armstrong County.
One looks like, from a visual inspection, the wing wall may have been damaged as a result of the rising waters, so our folks will have a clearer understanding of the repairs that will be necessary for the 2 Salem Road bridges in Armstrong County.
FEMA Director Randy Padfield urged those with damaged homes and cars to begin documenting it, though adding the extent of the storm may not yet meet federal thresholds for assistance. Governor Shapiro said he's grateful to the state workers who left their families behind on the holiday weekend to follow the storms. David Colorado, News Radio KDKA.
Yesterday afternoon's rainfall set a new record for July 5th. As of 6:30 last night, 1.97 inches of rain came down at Pittsburgh International. Chris Leonardi with the National Weather Service has more.
For the most part, most of the heavy rain totals were generally north of the city, northern part of Allegheny County. There were some rainfall totals. There was a band of 1 to 2 inches, maybe some isolated areas, maybe up to 2.5 or so.
Leonardi said the heaviest rains were in Butler, Armstrong, and Indiana counties. A large sinkhole is the reason Cumberland Road has been closed last night in McCandless near UPMC Passavant, and Cumberland remains closed this morning at Babcock Boulevard in front of the hospital, where barricades have been erected while repairs are underway. UPMC Passavant is accessible from Babcock Boulevard and from Peebles Road. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 23 points, and Nasdaq up 339, the S&P 500 up 54 points. KDK Sports, it's the U.S. and Belgium in World Cup soccer action tonight. That game will be played in Seattle. They'll get underway at 8 o'clock. Pirates off today, open a series with the Braves tomorrow at PNC Park, first pitch, 6:40. KDK Radio News Time is 1:03. Right now, mostly cloudy and 83 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
The amount of compensation received from a lung cancer or mesothelioma lawsuit varies. But at Pittsburgh-based Goldberg, Persky & White, the goal is simple. Maximize your recovery and ensure you receive the full compensation you deserve. Asbestos manufacturers spent decades concealing the dangers of asbestos exposure, and today, many suffering from lung cancer or mesothelioma are fighting back. You are not alone in this fight. Call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX to learn more.
Hey, it's Pony back to talk about my guys from Comer and Cross. If your garage floor is cracked and stained, you already know that it's making your entire garage look bad, and a bad epoxy job makes it look worse. With one easy call to Comer and Cross, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. You can get a quick estimate for a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor that you will love, just like I love mine. A Comer and Cross garage floor, gold standard. It is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In just one day, Comer and Cross will fix all your cracks and pits perfectly. They'll apply the gleaming new Comer and Cross concrete floor you choose. They'll even move your stuff out of the garage for you. Several realtors now say a Comer and Cross garage floor can increase your home's value by up to 10%. With over 2,000 five-star reviews and 50% off installation right now, what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR right now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or schedule us at COMERcross.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be variably cloudy and humid. We'll have a high of 83 with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around all the way into the evening. Watch for flash flooding and damaging winds. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Take a walk around your house, and unless you've had CertaPro painters paint your exterior recently, you're thinking the same thing. I need to get rid of that drabby paint. I did this with CertaPro painters, and wow, what a difference. Get the job done right because you're working with the owners. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated, and I love that. And 70,000 five-star reviews can't be wrong. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Life-changing is happening every day at UPMC.
I was inspired to become a nurse because I love serving others. I think I've always related best to kids, to build trust with kids. It's making things fun, have everything be less scary. Nursing is definitely a team profession. I cannot imagine doing what I do anywhere else.
That's life-changing medicine at UPMC.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team when they discuss unique recipes you make on the grill. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
This case is confounding to me. The death of this Haitian woman who was released by ICE. She died of hypothermia after being released by immigration agents. The ME's office called it a homicide last month. However, in my career, and I mean this, and I'm not exaggerating, I have never heard so much angst over a homicide ruling. Before I get to my guest, who's one of my boys, I got to read this because it's that crazy. Homicide detectives are investigating this case right now. And this homicide ruling was determined by a very liberal, part-time, I'm reading this from sources, autopsy doctor who ruled before the cops were ever involved in the investigation. Listen to this. A significant number of protocols were violated by the ME's office. Cops are convinced this was not a homicide. I've never heard this. The doctor has her own agenda against ICE. Wow. Wow. They used to have full-time doctors. Not anymore. This doctor is from North Carolina. Detectives on this case say they've never seen anything like this in 27 years. I'm confounded by all this. You know, I'm going to ask the man himself, Joseph Patrick Murphy, one of my boys and the best immigration attorney I know. Have you been listening to what I'm saying, sir?
I have, Marty.
You know all this?
I do. It's quite an unusual case. We're living in quite an unusual time on this subject, and you know,
What do you
that's
do
the way
with it?
medical.
Yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, the medical examiner's ruling that it's a homicide. You know, we talk about bias. Potentially yes, potentially no. But this wasn't a suicide, and it wasn't natural causes. What did Sherlock Holmes say? Rule out the impossible, and whatever's left, no matter how improbable, has to be true. That's where you're at with this.
What's your end game, sir? What are you trying to accomplish representing this woman and I guess her family as well?
I don't control what the medical examiner or the homicide squad does. They might, if I had control, then they might be doing things differently. Maybe they do the same thing. I don't know. But the end game for the family is to find out what happened to their daughter, and if something civilly wrong, if somebody hurt this woman, to sue for money damages. It goes here in the United States. We can't unring the bell. Daffy is gone. If somebody intentionally or in some kind of boneheaded manner did something that caused this lady's death, that's what the civil process does. We increase the cost of behaving like a dummy until people stop doing it because it becomes too expensive.
We can't argue this, sir.
So
she has. Is it fair for me to say, because everybody agrees with this, deeply disturbed mental illness, right?
Absolutely. Sure.
And so, knowing that, she was released to the streets, yes?
Well, streets. This was the south side of Pittsburgh on a Friday afternoon. Okay, we all know that there's a problem in the south side, street riots, gunfire, people getting killed. This has been an ongoing problem. This is not the kind of place to release somebody who sees imaginary people, who doesn't speak the language, things like that. That's not what caught up with her. What caught up with her was the cold in February. She was arguably probably still wearing the clothes she was arrested wearing in September. That's a different part of my wardrobe, and I think it is a different part of everybody else's wardrobe, too. Pretty tough to survive. One of those nights it was down to 19 degrees. She was out there for a couple days. As to why she sat there, what was she going to do? She doesn't speak the language. She's got an educational disadvantage. Never been to Pittsburgh before.
Wow.
ICE said they gave her cell phone, but that cell phone had been sitting in a prison lockup for 6 months. The likelihood of it still working, even with a full charge, is damn near zero, and we're going to find out about that. The city took the phone off of the family, and they're going to do, I think, some type of forensics with it.
She was released severely mentally ill with a dead phone, no way of contacting anyone, at a bus stop.
Right.
She was found unconscious at the same bus stop and died at the hospital March 3rd. Who do you blame?
Right, so you're trying to figure out why would someone just sit there? And the question is, what could this person have done? She didn't speak English. There's no way she could ask for help. The phone, even if she had it, I doubt it worked. No money, right? It's really kind of a crazy situation, hard for any of us to get our head around.
Yes.
Because we have so many resources. Even my sons, 15 and 17, could have figured out how to talk their way out of that or something like that. But Daffy had so many factors stacked her. And this is the point, and this is why I believe there is such outrage and why this is captivating the public. This was someone that any bonehead should have realized you shouldn't dump like that. They took the trouble of driving down to Washington County to arrest this person. And I'm not, as I've said often,
yes, sir,
ICE is not a delivery service. They're entitled to arrest people and release them where they release them. But maybe not every person. Maybe there should have been, actually, I'm going to say there should have been. Somebody should have said this is not a good idea. This wasn't even a close call. Like I said, they knew it. This woman had been arrested for screaming at imaginary people, repeated psychiatric examinations. They would have had, or they should have had all that stuff. And this was obviously a grown woman of 31 years, otherwise healthy, but because of her intellectual and emotional psychiatric state, this is the equivalent of abandoning an infant at that bus shelter.
My man, I love you, and you know that, and you're the best there is. And Patrick can attest to this, and he's on the phone. Patrick, how many times has our deeply disturbed, mentally ill man been arrested and dumped onto the streets of downtown Pittsburgh? Seriously, how many times, Patrick? Is it 250? I can't hear him.
There we go. Brian Clay is north of that at this point.
Almost 300 times.
Yeah.
And Patrick, this is how we treat the mentally ill these days, is it not, sir?
It is. It's unfortunate. You know, police officers are not social workers, and you know, they do the best they can. But no, somewhere, somehow, there should be a way to screen this out a little bit and get people the proper help they need.
She never had a chance, Joseph Patrick Murphy, did she, sir?
Well, so there's a couple distinctions here. One is that Daffy, this wasn't the city of Pittsburgh.
No, it wasn't.
This was.
I'm just broader terms. There are mentally ill folks right now on the streets, roaming around downtown Pittsburgh, released by police. Go ahead.
Absolutely. There's lots of mentally ill people, both released and unreleased, that are walking around. There's plenty of people that haven't even been encountered yet. Certainly during the era in our town, there were lots of them right there on Grant Street by my office. Every morning at 7 o'clock, they'd be, you could smell the drugs being smoked. So, I don't know what the utility is. I don't have that case. That's a giant public policy case. I am advocating, particularly when you've taken someone into custody, like they did with Dan, and release them, you have to look at the condition they're in. This is the same thing we do with, for example, like bars, right? If they get somebody so juiced up they can't care for themselves, they're not supposed to take the keys off them. They're not supposed to say, have a good night, Bill. And if Bill gets hurt, or if Bill hurts somebody else, kind of on the bar. Now, nobody was serving Daffy drinks, but it's a similar thing. You're exercising dominion over someone in the booze case by giving them chemical agents that disable them. But in Daffy's case is by taking her into custody, pulling her all the way up here, and then releasing her and deciding when and where and how to do that.
And do you plan a wrongful death suit at some point, sir?
Yeah, that's an almost certainty at this point. The way the case is shaping up. Oh, sure you do. The United States. It's potentially some of the other people that had custody of her. The Washington County Prison, from what I understand, did multiple psychiatric examinations of before she was released. They either did or did not share that information with ICE when custody was transferred. If they did, well, then it's obvious that ICE knew. If they didn't, ICE still should have known, because this wasn't kind of a hidden case. But then if they didn't tell ICE, well, then Washington County probably's got some liability. This is all stuff that'll be, as we get into the lawsuit discovery, this all comes out in the wash.
Joseph Patrick Murphy, my brother. Truth to power, man. Thanks, my man.
Thank you, Marty. Hey, how's your health?
A lot better, man.
Yeah, I saw these pictures. I was getting worried, but I'm glad to see you're back on the job.
Thanks, my man. Appreciate you, brother. It's a hell of a story.
Bye-bye.
Listen to The Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Had a family member grab me and said, we just left Julian Gray's office, and he changed our lives, the way we think about investments in our children, in retirement, and protecting assets. Julian Gray gets it. And here's the other thing. He cares. They will protect you, your family, your future. It's amazing. GrayOuterLaw.com, GrayOuterLaw.com.
Ryan Shalaba here from the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. More than 1,000 local homeowners have trusted us to sell their home the simple way. No hassles or fees, just a fair and easy sale. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for a cash offer today. That's 412-500-9057.
You know, I met 2 women who are nurses full-time in Pittsburgh. Graduated from CCAC with no debt, 0. You know, I met 2 young ladies at Pitt, now juniors, brought 2 years of credits from CCAC, $2,000 in total debt. You know, 80% of CCAC students have no debt. More than 100 programs. CCAC rocks, folks. Check it out.
Injured? This is attorney Ed Shenderovich of Shenderovich and Fishman. Our fee is only 25%, and we guarantee we'll win your case or you pay nothing. So call us at 888-98-TWINS. We've got your back, not your wallet.
In ICU at UPMC, there were 5 doctors in there in the first hour I was there, and nurses 24/7, and they saved my life again. No disrespect for outside the state medical coverage, but it's not close. It doesn't even begin to describe the treatment I received at UPMC. There isn't a person in there, from the person who wheels you down to the CAT scan to the MRI, that doesn't want you to live and thrive. And they did it again for me at UPMC. The best health care in the world. Life-saving, literally. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What's troubling to cops and judges about this particular case is this notion that there was a homicide. What's troubling to cops and judges who have done this for decades is that they bring in some outside ME from outside the region who, in essence, politicizes this and calls it a homicide. So what happens is you read this and think, oh my gosh, this woman was murdered at the bus stop, when in fact that's not what happened. It does not take away from the incredibly serious issue we face with mental illness in America, whether someone is Haitian or American. The biggest mental hospital in Allegheny County is the Allegheny County Jail. The largest mental hospital in Philadelphia is the county jail in Philadelphia. The largest mental hospital in L.A. is the L.A. County Jail. It's despicable. It's disgusting. And it's horribly dangerous. What happened here happens every single damn day. Severely mentally ill people arrested on minor charges, theft, drug abuse, drunk and disorderly, shoplifting, brought to the hospitals, sent to the jail with no medication and no treatment, only to be bailed out and put on the streets. We go downtown with our cameras and we see it every single day. No one has the answer. No one. But in this particular case, who do you sue? Who do you blame? and how many folks who are severely mentally ill are wandering around the streets of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, you name it. Before we go to break, I want to grab Patrick. You there, my man?
Yes, sir.
I sent you a text that I just received. And I'm guessing thousands of people received this text. And the text says, "Hi, this is Sophia with Amazon's recruitment division. I wanted to reach out as we believe your background may align perfectly with a flexible online opportunity. You would assist Amazon merchants with updating their products to expand their reach. 60 to 90 minutes a day, $100 to $600 a day, a base pay of $5,300, benefits, training, blah, blah, blah." Patrick, legit or scam?
Complete scam. They're fishing for your information.
So they want you to call this number, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They want you to text it, call it, whatever you do, it engages. It lets them know, one, you're a real person. So they're going to start bombarding you with messages and calls. And two, if you're naive enough to send them your information, then they're going to take your info and do nefarious things with it.
And I would assume that a significant number of people bite on this, yeah?
Every day. That's why they do these things. You see them pop up. I probably block 4 or 5 of these a day.
And Patrick, the email address is bizarre. Is that one of the triggers to know it's a scam? What else?
I didn't see an email address on this one. I saw that's a text. That's the phone number.
No, there's an email address too. Yeah.
Okay.
And how do you know? How do you immediately know it's a scam, Patrick? How do you know?
Well, if you don't know where this came from and it's completely out of the blue, then it's a scam.
It's a scam.
99% of the time.
Hey, Patrick, before we get back, go to the break, and before we let go of the other topic, we were on the streets with our guy who was arrested almost 300 times, right?
Yep, Bryant Clay.
Mental illness, drug abuse. He admitted it. Did he not?
Yeah. His drug of choice is out for the most part.
And despite that, despite years of arrests, he's the most arrested man in Allegheny County history. He gets no help, and he bounces in and out of jail, and that's the way we decided to treat him. It is not the solution, is it, Patrick?
No, it's not. And every time he's put or offered a rehab, he opts out of it as soon as he gets there, if he even gets there.
The largest mental health facility in Allegheny County is the jail. And that, my friends, is an American tragedy.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 20% and get financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Calvin, with Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks.
Hey, Calvin, you know that feeling when summer's finally on its way? Everybody's outside, grills are going.
Yeah, but that's when you notice what winter did to your home. The deck boards are warped, the roof's missing shingles, the siding's faded.
That's where we come in. No pressure, no surprises. Just good, honest work so you can enjoy the season that you earned.
We're ready when you are. Call the Cousins.
Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Call the Cousins.
This year, America celebrates 250 years.
2.5 centuries of courage, sacrifice, and family stories passed down from one generation to the next. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger, founders of Legacy Box. Your family's piece of the American story is sitting in an attic or closet right now, trapped on aging VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and fading photos.
Those boxes hold moments you can never recreate. Your wedding day, your children's voices when they were little, grandparents coming back to life on screen.
Over 2 million families have trusted Legacy Box. And we've just partnered with the USO to digitize fragile handwritten letters from World War II, helping preserve American history for future generations.
As America turns 250, remember that your family is a part of the American story. Preserving those voices, faces, and moments is a part of your responsibility to the next generation. Don't let them disappear on your watch.
Visit legacybox.com/radio for our amazing America 250 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to save.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Mostly cloudy and 84 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Bob Alexander. A 64-page report on the 2024 attempted assassination of President Trump in Butler finds the Secret Service missed several opportunities to stop the shooting. This Radio KDKA's David Bolorado has more.
The June 30th report by the Department of Homeland Security Office of Inspector General determined the Secret Service dropped the ball in several ways. That includes detecting Thomas Crook's drone that he used to view the campaign event stage, failing to alert then candidate Trump's protective detail that Crooks had a rangefinder and a gun and had climbed onto the American Glass Research Building, and that despite their concerns, it didn't block the line of sight from that building. Also, that it didn't share intelligence with its local field office about insufficient personnel and left the perimeter unsecured. The report includes 7 recommendations which the Secret Service agrees with, including establishing policies for sharing intelligence information with field offices. David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
American law enforcement trying to wrap its arms around this phenomenon that has taken over the country. Teen takeovers, such as the one that occurred in East Liberty over the weekend. Pittsburgh Police Chief Jason Lando has been working to find a solution, but he says that police can't do it alone.
We got to find things for these kids to do that are positive. We have to hold these kids accountable in the court system when they break the law. It just can't be the officers out there chasing these kids around all the time.
On a positive note, Chief Lando says, from a law enforcement perspective, this was the best 4th of July that downtown Pittsburgh has had in the past 5 years. No injuries, no large fights, just an overall success. Allegheny County Jail Warden Trevor Wingard announced today he was resigning from his position to accept a job in North Carolina where he will be closer to family. Wingard will serve as Chief Deputy Secretary of the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections. Wingard's last day here will be July 31st. County Executive Sarah Inamorata will name an interim warden and begin the search for his replacement. Pittsburgh Regional Transit says Red Line T service has been suspended between Dormont Junction and Potomac Station while crews are working on the 2 rail crossings. Shuttle buses will get riders around the Red Line closure, which is expected to reopen by Sunday. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 49 points, the Nasdaq up 341, the S&P 500 up 57 points. KDK Radio News Time, 1:32. Our next update, 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio, KDKA.
Warmer weather rolling in, right? Comes through Pittsburgh, all those storms, heavy rain, strong winds, and sudden damage. What starts as a small leak can turn into a major problem. ServiceMaster Greater Pittsburgh responds immediately, 24/7, 365. They'll handle that storm damage and that water restoration. Every minute matters. Call 412-RECOVER. Demand the yellow van. The best call to make in the worst situation.
Demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster.
Hey, folks, it's Marty Griffin. You're going to get help here. What's stopping people from filing bankruptcy? My friend Harold Shepley has the answer.
So many times people, they want to pick up the phone. They know they need help, but they're afraid of losing their car, afraid of losing their house. They're worried about their credit, or they're just simply embarrassed. And bankruptcy helps you keep those things. We can get your credit back in just a few short months. And believe it or not, about half of your friends have already filed bankruptcy.
Check them out at ShepleyLaw.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Yeah! Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates unavailable in all states or situations.
Hey, folks, appliances are big purchases. Mistakes can quickly become expensive. That's why I recommend Voss TV and Appliance. Family-owned since 1960. Pittsburghers have trusted Voss for decades because they do right by people. The Voss family and their entire team are experts who know appliances and TVs inside and out and provide helpful advice before, during, and after your purchase. Shop Voss's South Hill showroom. Go to VossTV.com or call 412-650-VOSS. Voss TV and Appliance. The lowest prices, guaranteed. Hey, folks, Marty Griffin. I love this company, MediConnect. You know why? Medicare is complicated. How and when do I sign up? How do I avoid penalties? What's it cost? MediConnect is the largest healthcare advisory firm in Western PA, and they get it. Don't make a mistake that could cost you in the future. MediConnect is the real deal. Service, advice doesn't cost you a penny. Let them help select the best Medicare option. Check them out. 888-818-6334. MediConnect.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Variable clouds and humid this afternoon. We'll have a couple of showers and a thunderstorm into the evening. That can bring flash flooding and damaging winds. High 83. Clouds break for tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Alex Goen patented hypnosis. Stop smoking, no cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Walk in a smoker, walk out free. Only $59.99 or your money back. In town July 23rd. Sign up at alexgoen.com. That's alexgoen.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us tomorrow on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10. You'll have a chance to win tickets to see the Dave Matthews Band at the Pavilion at Star Lake, July 24th from Live Nation.
I've been talking about these team takeovers now for months. We had the chief on this morning at 10 o'clock. It's a disease, man, and it's sickening. And what they've done now is the morons, because they can, have taken over the pools. So you go there with your kids, and these idiots get in these pools and start kicking the crap out of each other. Or you. I have friends that are grown-ass men that won't go to the city pools now because every time they go to the pools, they think they're going to get jumped. Listen to this. Here's the latest tactic to try and stop these idiots. Listen, this is sickening.
3692 from now until 2000 hours for Sector 2 swimming pool details.
One more time. Listen to this crap. Listen. You now have Pittsburgh cops fighting crime at the damn pool. And by the way, the morons who are taking over the pools, before they go to the pool, they steal their swimwear. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Listen.
I will be 3692 from now until 2000 hours for Sector 2 swimming pool details.
So now you have this fear factor. So you're a mother. Hubby's at work. You got 3 kids. Let's go to the pool. You get to the pool, and 100 punks are kicking the crap out of each other and other people, and now you can't go swimming. Is this as good as it gets? And now, my man, Mike Fisher, Pittsburgh Scanner, now the morons have decided to take over the pools. And so now we got to put cops at the pools. It's sad, isn't it, Mike?
Marty, good afternoon. Yeah, it sounds like the city of Pittsburgh is pivoting. They're actually trying something. They're moving officers dedicated from going between pool to pool.
So all day long in their squad cars, they're driving around so that you can feel safe at the pool, which is sad. Yeah?
Marty, yeah, this is a change of tactics of what they're doing, because normally it's call, response, call, response.
Yep.
The first reaction was to do this thing called a detail patrol. Meaning they go out and they walk around, they park and walk, look around, and go back in, maybe once or twice a shift. But now they're dedicating police officers to monitor the pools.
They've done takeovers at Lululemon, at East Liberty, at 7-Elevens, Shady Side, grocery stores. It's everywhere. How often are you hearing these takeovers, brother?
Marty, first, let's be clear that when we see takeover, they're not just a bunch of kids and their friends just going out, just, doing kid stuff. They are people who meet and organize through social media. Let's go cause chaos specifically at these locations. And you hear it a few times a day, all days, day or night. And so it's no longer just a bunch of friends just hanging out or a large group. These are people who are meeting to cause trouble. And it's usually juveniles, people under 18, who are out there looking for something to do. And so this is what they find.
My man, driven by social media?
Yeah, it's all posted on their social media platforms, TikTok and whatnot. And you can usually tell, you can find these different things by searching areas or finding the right amount of people to follow. You can do your own intelligence and sort of guess where they're going next because they all have it all posted up. And so I believe the city of Pittsburgh has seen this and they know this, and that's why they're doing preventative areas. And so that one detail is us in the Sheridan neighborhood. So they're on the west side of the city today, and so the police have shifted tactics that way.
It's ridiculous. It's actually sickening. Just is. Hold on, listen to this, listen to this. This is why, though. Listen.
Direct call, against the call is behaving up right now. All right, the supervisor for the pool is now calling in so that they want the pool closed down.
Right? That's why, right? Right, Mike?
Yeah, it sounds like there's a bunch of kids who went over there and they said, all right, we got to shut it down. There's too much. It's too unsafe for people who are there to enjoy themselves, and it's unsafe for the people who are there to cause mayhem. And the kids got, I guess, nothing to do. And if you have nothing to do, you usually pick something bad. It's the easiest thing to do.
And listen to this. Before they get to the pool, they need a swimsuit. Listen to this. This is from Mike as well. He's been on fire. Listen.
All the items were recovered and returned to Dick and Marshall. Thanks for the backup. Hold on back in.
So, my man, to add insult to injury, before they go to take over the pool and kick some ass if they can, they actually go to Marshall's and Dick's and steal their swimsuits, yes?
And unfortunately, that's what we heard, and that's what we reported and pieced it all together for you.
Wow. And then there's this. This happens at least twice a week. Listen. Same idiots. Listen.
5520 Walnut Street, the Lululemon. Callers reporting a group of about 12 teenagers in the store being disrespectful. They're vaping and just, okay, it looks like they're walking towards aching.
So now, whereas before they would just go in Lululemon and steal a couple $1,000s, now 15 of them enter there. Mike, this is insanity, man, with no end in sight, yes?
It feels really bad that somewhere along the process that we're feeling these kids, and this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's like something didn't go exactly as planned, and this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
And now we have to respond to it. And two things immediate is don't do that? And the second thing is, how do we prevent it from going in the future? And that's where I think the problem that a lot of cities, including Pittsburgh, are having right now.
Man, Huntington Beach, if you've been to California, $10 million, $20 million homes. I don't know, there were 1,000 kids took it over this weekend. They had cops on horses. It looked like an old Civil War battle. It's everywhere in the country, isn't it, Mike?
This is a national trend, but this is Pittsburgh's take on it.
It is. It is. With no end in sight, considering what you're hearing almost daily, right?
At least for the summer, this seems to be the status quo, but we are noticing that there are pivots on how at least the police are changing their strategy, and every once in a while we hear a chirp from a politician, but that's about it.
Hey, let's be honest, and I'm going to be truthful. I am not taking my kids and my wife to these city pools. I don't want to mess with it. Mike, would you take your girlfriend to one of these pools this afternoon? Would you feel comfortable? Huh?
Here's the thing, Marty.
Yeah.
That's a hard to answer.
It is.
I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to just blindly say yes, I believe everything is great, or no, everything's terrible. It's that that one's a hard to guess. I'm optimistic for the city, but I'm also aware that this element does exist. So I'm going to give you I don't know.
No, me neither, brother. Makes me sad, though. Scando Mike, my brother, thanks, my man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
He's amazing. I'm Mike Fisher. You got to hear about the World Cup right after this.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Hello, this is Sarah Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. I work alongside my father, Les, and my brother, Lester. As long as I can remember, Lester and I have had a great relationship. I'm older, and ever since we were little, Lester wanted to hang out with me. So much so that one time he even let me curl his hair. As we reached adulthood, we remained close. In the late 90s, I was living in New York City, where I was mugged twice. Convinced I had to move, Lester drove up to transfer me and my belongings from Brooklyn to Queens. Twice, he drove up just to spend New Year's with me. And that's how Lester is. Kind, generous, and loving. And he's pretty smart, too. He's a chartered financial analyst in our firm. Dad and I are certified financial planners. We develop plans with your best interest in mind, keeping in touch to review and revise as necessary. Visit BotkinFamilyWealth.com to learn more about us. That's BotkinFamilyWealth.com. BOTKIN.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
UPMC, there were 5 doctors in there in the first hour I was there, and nurses 24/7, and they saved my life again. No disrespect for outside the state medical coverage, but it's not close. It doesn't even begin to describe the treatment I received at UPMC. There isn't a person in there, from the person who wheels you down to the CAT scan to the MRI, that doesn't want you to live and thrive, and they did it again for me at UPMC. The best health care in the world. Life-saving, literally. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
Pros, save more on what you need to get the job done right. Right now at Lowe's. Get 15% off select custom entry and interior doors. Plus, save $80 on the DeWalt 20-volt Max 2-tool combo kit. Now just $169. And at the Lowe's Pro Desk, bring us your materials list and get a quote in minutes. Handwritten, a photo, or even a sticky note is all you need. Keep your jobs moving faster and on budget at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
So my man Carlos from Greater Pitt Tree Service takes a massive tree off an elderly woman's house for free. Why? Because he gives a damn. He's the best there is. They have the best equipment, the best staffing, the best pricing. They do the job right every single time. Greater Pitt Tree Service. Carlos is out there right now, cutting trees. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE. Call him.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Lockridge, and I'm the host of a new podcast from Odyssey called Family Lore. In this podcast, I'm going to have people on to tell unusual and sometimes far-fetched stories about their families.
I've heard my whole life that she invented the margarita.
And then we're going to investigate those stories and find out how much of it is true.
He gets a patent 1 month before the Wright brothers. Oh, my God.
Please follow and listen to Family Lore, an Odyssey podcast available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we are here for you, and we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Join Beth Andrews for the Net Worth Financial Hour Saturdays at 1 to get the news and information you need to make your retirement dream a reality. That's the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews, Saturdays at 1. Net Worth Advisors, LLC is a registered investment advisor.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. The Trump accounts launched today with BNY serving as financial agent, managing the national infrastructure for the program aimed at expanding long-term investing opportunities for future generations. Eligible children born between January 1st of 2025 and December 31st of 2028 begin receiving their $1,000 contributions from the U.S. Treasury Department starting July 6th. BNY was tapped to manage the initial accounts of the Trump Accounts program to help develop the new app, a secure, user-friendly platform that will enable families to easily access and manage their accounts as part of the government's saving program for children. Also, the U.S. Department of Energy announced that Consol Innovations was selected as part of a $75 million effort for rare earth mineral production projects. Canonsburg-based Consol Innovations is a subsidiary of Core Natural Resources, one of the nation's largest independent coal producers. Core is the successor company of Consol Energy, which was formed after Consol Energy merged with St. Louis-based Arch Resources in early 2025. The announcement came from the Department of Energy's Office of Critical Minerals and Energy Innovation, which said it's launching a $75 million effort for companies to develop pilot-scale facilities for the production of rare earth elements and other critical minerals. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It wouldn't be the World Cup without my man Ticket Nick. Word is on the streets that Nick had access to passes for the Taylor Swift wedding. Is that accurate, Nick? Did you have access, brother?
I can neither confirm nor deny that, Marty.
I love this man. All right, let's get real. World Cup tonight, USA, Belgium. What's it going to cost to get in there?
It's about $1,400 to walk in the door.
And what are good seats?
I have seen good seats. I mean, relatively good seats at, $2,800, $3,000.
They seats you can trust, because we had this discussion last week.
Yep, seats that are marked in hand.
What does that mean, so people understand?
That means that they are physically in hand with whomever has them. Whatever broker has them, they are marked in hand.
Hey, yeah.
So the transfer would happen immediately.
So people understand this. Is this the new rules or just a new plan or what?
There have been some rules, and exchanges have modified how they're handling it. Some exchanges are now pulling the event down earlier than typically after the game starts, just to protect themselves in case somebody did sell something that they didn't have prior to these newer rules. But there have definitely been some issues.
All right, so you had some stuff at that concert. Was it Friday night? Noah Khan? Is that what it was?
Correct.
Did they tried a new tactic? Explain, please. It's fascinating to me.
They made a lot of the seats non-transferable.
What's that mean? This is fascinating.
That the original buyer cannot transfer the ticket after it's been purchased.
Is this the new game? And is that good for consumers?
I don't think it's good for consumers because I think that's why you saw the elevated prices.
That's right.
People could not move their tickets about freely. Now, New York does have a law that you must be able to transfer a ticket. Now, granted, the concert was in Pennsylvania, not New York.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things that part of that issue with the pricing was because it created such a tight market because you couldn't transfer the ticket. So if a fan had an extra ticket and wanted to sell it to us, they were unable to. Yeah.
Ticket Nick, the best in the game, and one of my boys. I love him to death. Thanks, brother. You're the best.
Have a good one, Marty.
I'm going to play this clip for my man, Brandon McKinley, who knows this stuff better than anyone I know because he lives in the city. He has like 45 kids, and they like the pools. Listen to this. Listen to this. No, Brandon.
I will be 3692 from now until 2000 hours for Sector 2 swimming pool details.
So now we have the criminal element at the pools, my man. Now you have cops. Instead of fighting crime, they're driving from pool to pool to try and catch these morons taking over the pools. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. You know what's really frustrating? Have you seen what the activist line on this is? The activist line is that it's the cops and the mayor who are ruining summer for the kids.
I saw that. Come on, man.
And this has gotten some traction. Some people really want to believe that that's the case.
Uh-huh.
But as always, it is, shouldn't say as always, but as is typically the case, it's the kids who are the most dysfunctional, the kids who are the kids who want to make trouble, who then make trouble for everybody else.
Yes.
And they make it so that the vast majority of kids who just want to enjoy their summers can't do so without having constantly looking over their shoulders.
And my man, if I have 7 kids like you do, I'm sorry, man, I'm not bringing them to those pools today. I'm not doing it. I don't want to mess with it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll say this, that, they have visited the pool in Brookline, but, we have to ask them when they get back, what went on, did you feel safe? And thus far, it's been pretty okay, but we're going to have to monitor it all summer long. And so, to some degree, that's normal, but it's a lot more than it has to be. And just also knowing that there are so many folks who want it to be this way, that's frustrating.
We had Lando on at 10 o'clock. You said this is a phenomenon. It's happening all over the country.
Absolutely.
And my man, there's no solution and no end in sight.
One of the kind of catch-22s about it is that attracting the attention of the police and causing a scene is part of the idea.
It is.
So if the cops show up and try to put things right for everybody who wants to have a good time, then that actually, that's generates social media clout for the people who are doing it. So it's just, I don't know how you solve a problem when you have folks who just want to cause chaos.
I don't either. I don't either.
That's the nihilism of the thing.
My man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. And I'm also fascinated by the case with this Haitian woman who was left at this bus stop and died. And my boys who are cops and judges say, I've never heard this in my career, that a coroner from outside the region politicized this and called this a homicide when there's no way this is a homicide. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, well, everything's political. That's the thing. Everything, not just political, everything's partisan now.
Yes.
Everything, every news story is an opportunity to score a point. The whole America 250, it was an opportunity for Trump to score points. When I'm on, coming on in a little bit, I'm going to be reading a text from a friend who's a Republican who lamented how, a lot of this was Trump's partisanship. Now, the Democrats have, they could have behaved better too, but so much of this is the inability of anybody, up to including the President of the United States, to treat anything except as a chance to score a political point.
My man Brandon's next, killing it.
When the weather turns bad,
Turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has